Listen, sometimes you gotta stand against the grain and say what's really the truth. Some people ain't gonna like it, some people gonna run from it. But you know what? We gotta be honest. And sometimes when you can't be honest, you need to be fucking real. This If We Can't Be Honest, Let's Be Fucking Real podcast. What's up? What's up, lady?
Hey, Gus.
Hey. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You done all right?
I'm doing great.
You look like you ready to come tear some shit up. You look like you got some shit to say.
I don't even know what to say at the moment.
I already know you're gonna come with that heat. I already know you're gonna come with something.
I ain't gonna hold back nothing.
Oh, well, shit. That's what we here for.
How Brittany doing?
She doing good. She actually up in the room chilling.
Until I said hey.
I will. What's up, Jazz?
What's up?
I was about to say,
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Miss Lady? What's your name?
Beautiful. My name's
Thank
Sierra.
you.
Okay.
You said what it was
Sierra. Well, let me do the introductions. Sierra, this is my friend Evan. This is his wife Jasmine. Jasmine is one of my long time friends since high school. We go way back. Damn, nigga, we almost hitting that 20 years.
Yeah.
Sierra.
That's awesome.
Yes. But
we about to have fun, baby. I'm so ready.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been excited and dreading this. I was like, man, shit.
Why are you dreading?
Hey, I didn't come up with this. This ain't my topic. I'm just the organizer. Shit. This ain't.
Look, you're not gonna take responsibility.
I take responsibility of being a part of the fuckery, but hey, I didn't come up with the topic. This is Evan and Tyler doing. I'm gonna say
that sound like some Tyler stuff. Tell him I said hey.
Oh shit, you'll see him. He'll be on the show.
We're waiting on everybody to get in.
Yeah. I just see Miss Rogers came through and
okay, cool. Yeah, that's Carla. That's my girl right there.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Let me change my name because Evan gonna be on his computer.
Oh yeah. Look like she just dropped off. Man.
What's my name?
Okay. A in the back end. Hey, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hey, good afternoon.
Carla.
Hi.
Okay, Augustus and Sierra. This is my big sister, Carla.
Hi.
Hey, Carla.
How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I don't know.
I'm almost on time.
I don't know if Jasmine told you about our podcast, but it get kind of rough on here.
Oh, Carla, I'm ready.
He can handle it. I'm telling you.
Okay. Here go Ed.
He's so late.
Everybody pretty much on time. I'm glad we ain't running CP time. So.
I'm just meddling. I'm gonna change my name for the podcast. See what I'm gonna be.
What it do, Broham?
What?
What's up, bro?
He working on his mic
Uh,
more than likely.
Killmonger. I can't hear you, Ty.
Chewing.
Him smack. Is it good, Tyler?
Absolutely delicious.
I about to say Sierra.
Hey.
Evan Samuelson, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
So what we got? 3 women and 3 men?
Well, we missing one more because my other partner Jasmine supposed to be coming through, but I don't know if she gonna. But we pretty much got everybody.
See, that's why I changed my name. I'm probably if Jasmine come, I'm gonna have to change my name again.
You can.
Shoot.
Hey, Big A, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No.
Who said no?
Yo.
Wife.
Okay. Hey, just to let you know, I've had this conversation. I didn't even get the stream because my sister had this conversation with me for like the last hour. She went back and forth with me. That was funny.
Well, shit, we should have brought sis on too.
Yep.
Man, I told her what was going on, and she was like, "No, I disagree." And I was like, "Come on, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you." And by the end, she was like, "I understand, but I just don't like this one way. I don't like this one thing." I said, "Yeah, I agree. I agree."
Hey, it be like that. Well, I'll say I'm gonna wait a few more minutes to see if Jasmine gonna come through. If not, we'll get started.
It's funny.
Carla, my mama over here salty. She want to be part of the podcast. I told this age limit. Nope.
Tell me what the age limit is then.
Carla is the age limit. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Mama, we don't have no man on her that's close enough to your age. I think Tyler like 36.
No, he's not close.
How dare you age me like that?
Then. I'm over the age limit.
Oh no. Carla, you good. Mama Wanda, I'm sorry. You can't
Try to say I'm 36.
You can't be in.
I'm 36.
Okay, if you want me to be honest, Tyler, you're probably like 50.
Damn.
That don't make me sad, baby.
I've been told I was 70, so I'm
Right,
good.
right. I've been told I was dead.
Well, I'm glad you're alive. Yeah, I about to say Jasmine, you might want to change. I think Jasmine, she coming through. I just had to email her the information again.
Okay, I'm finna go out and come back in.
Okay.
I mean, you do have both of our names there though. Evan and Jasmine Similton. And then I'm Evan Similton.
Don't make sense of it. Let her be her own individual. This episode might just make the podcast pop all the way off because
I believe it will. Because if I literally grew up with my sister and she argued me down like for the last hour. Mm-hmm.
You know what, Evan? I think you should change your name to Kevin Samuelson. Wear that, talk under that, and then go over with Jasmine, and then change clothes, and then talk like it's you, and then you can disagree with yourself.
Switch it up and do the Derek Jackson.
I'm not doing a Derek Jackson. I am not doing that. I ain't trust that nigga. Honestly, I'm gonna go and get my glasses.
Hey, go on and go get them. So once we get everybody in, we can go on and start. It's recording now anyway, so I'm gonna edit this part out. So Kyle, you playing the game?
Okay. Yeah, I'm back. Hey man, I'm glad we're doing this one because this one is gonna be real. It's gonna be for real. It's gonna be real, but it's also gonna be funny because when we start, we gotta just make sure it's a caveat that we're not talking about any specific woman on this podcast.
Well, what if it apply to him though? That's the question.
If it applies to you, then it applies to you, but we're not talking directly to you. So,
Or any man for that matter.
any man as well, because the questions can come back towards us, and it's not speaking directly to any man on this or any woman on this. It's just a honest dialogue back and forth.
Okay.
Where is Sierra and Jasmine?
Sierra, she here.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she just chilling in the cut.
Okay. Cause I ain't see her no more.
Oh yeah. She just chilling.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Sierra.
Oh, I had to get ready.
I'm trying to get my dancing on that before we start.
Hey.
I'm about to say she got some. She got some. She got something to drink. I got some water.
Oh
Yeah.
Water, because I already know I gotta stay hydrated. Because
I got lemonade.
We all drinking
you got
something.
good Walmart lemonade. See, I like your hair too. You looking cute too. You got that sexy Jada pink. You better go ahead, girl.
Right.
Got all that chocolate on the side and then got the blonde up top. You better go.
I know. Come through.
Right.
With the
Yeah, I
nose
meant to
ring.
tell
I
you that
feel
your
like
hair.
I had mine.
I don't know. I got a weakness for women with short haircuts, so I just think that's
You got other rings.
Oh well. No
I know.
comment.
Hey, I love you, baby. I wasn't saying nothing.
Mm-hmm. I love Sierra haircut. I show me
Yeah, it
mine.
look good.
Thank you.
Hey, that's funny though. It's cute though, but I wanted to do girls who got real short haircuts like that with waves. Do they go to the same barb as their boyfriend like this?
They probably go to a better barber.
Look,
No.
Hey, real shit though. I do be feeling like women who get their hair cut low like that, they be having the best fucking barbers because dudes, we can afford to have our shit janky and fucked up. We just put a cap on, and to a certain degree, we won't care. But a woman, she like, you need this line got to be crispy.
yes.
And be coming to know in the type of way. Because I will roast you, I will read you, and I will send you back to your barber school.
Hey, man, you gonna knock them back? You gonna demote them back to barber college?
Yes.
Remind me not to recommend you to none of my barbers.
Sierra over here talking about let me see that thong.
Why did I feel like he was just you just been holding that motherfucker?
Yeah, he was holding that one.
I'm gonna say something.
I
I'm
was
gonna
still
let you have that one for now.
Well, see, you know, he twisted his hair up though. He got the kill
I
mode.
know he looking like Reggie. I'm another professor, but it's okay. Go here, do. Sing Reggie.
Y'all gotta change your hair. I'm trying to grow my my shit ain't growing back. I'm just gonna go and go bald. I about to say Sierra drinking too. Goddamn, what?
I'm just on my lemonade. Walmart brand.
You sure?
It's
You sure you ain't got nothing in that? Oh, here we go.
I was gonna wait after the podcast. Then
I had a pina colada earlier. It's mighty tasty.
What the fuck?
Nothing, man. Just chill.
Fast.
Wait, was she on there?
Yeah, Jasmine here too.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey, and she got the short haircut too. What is with y'all? This is what
good with it.
season. Did we not get the memo or something?
Evan.
Get her
Nope.
haircut. Shit. Oh, up here got these sexy haircut.
Bet. Nope.
Just add up.
Well, everybody here, shit. Let's go get started then.
Jasmine, I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, well let me.
I can't say nothing nice about y'all haircut because my wife has told me I can't.
As soon as he say something nice about a woman with short hair, I'm cutting it off.
Well, shit, you might be hurting yourself.
No, I'm not saying nothing.
Y'all being ridiculous today
That's
already.
a man that want to stay married.
Yeah, I want to stay married too. My wife know I give compliments. And I'm not threatening. Ain't nobody trying to get me
It's
on
the high pitch. It's the high pitch. That's the lie.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's the lie.
Oh, let me
Start singing a little too hard.
turn my mic down. Then. I'm sorry.
So we got everybody on here. Big A, do you want to start it?
Oh yeah, let me adjust my audio if it's too loud.
She's savage.
I was about to say, is that good or is it still too loud?
Oh no, you weren't too loud. It was just the high pitch and the lie that you was telling. That's all.
Mm.
All right, this is gonna be an interesting episode, man.
Okay, well let's go on and get started then. All right. Well, welcome back everybody to another episode. If we can't be honest, let's be fucking real podcast. This your host, one of the hosts is Big A, and we've got the ladies with us today. I'm gonna let the ladies introduce yourselves. But I'm Big A. I want to introduce themselves, ladies first.
I'm Carla Rogers. I was invited by Jasmine.
How you doing, Carl? Welcome.
Hi.
Who else?
Well, I'm Jasmine. I was invited by Augustus.
Welcome back, Jazz.
Thank you.
See?
I'm Sierra. I was invited by Augustus.
Yeah, y'all use my.
Hello, I'm She Savage. I was invited by Evan.
All right.
I'm Evan. Also go as HollowKillua on YouTube. So what's up, y'all?
And I'm Tyler. I didn't invite anybody. That's how it gets down. Augustus, we're already starting off sexist. You said ladies first. I just completely disagree with that already. But we'll get into that later.
Okay. Well, shit.
I can't stand him.
Well, this episode is entitled "What's Your Value, Ladies?" So this is springing from episode 1, where we kind of got into some random talking from the initial topics. So I said we need to do this into an episode. And this all started from Tyler and Evan and the randomness of our conversation. So we decided to make a episode, just a panel with some beautiful ladies, just to kind of ask some questions, get some dialogue. So to get started, the first initial question is, when it comes to value, how do you define value when it comes to, say, yourself? I'm gonna let Sierra go, and then we're gonna let the ladies go first, and then kind of go from there.
But just put me on the spot first. Well, I would say first, a woman should know her worth first in order to establish her values. Because if you don't know your worth, how would you know your values? Because you'll fall for anything if you don't know your worth.
Okay. Any other ladies?
So I've been waiting for this one. My value is not a price. My value is the respect that you give me. My value is the respect that I already have for myself. And I'm not going to allow anybody to disrespect me. If you can't come with at least respect, my value doesn't mean anything to you. So you can't have my time. So we ain't going to talk about everything else that you can't have.
I second that motion.
I second it.
Okay, I understand y'all second that as women, but somebody got to have a goddamn their own opinion.
Okay, Jasmine, you can go.
That's a group opinion, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so to piggyback off of what Sierra was saying, I definitely agree that if you don't know your worth, you will definitely fall for anything. Just to go a little bit, deeper than that, I feel like it's really hard to know your worth when nobody has made you feel what your worth is. And that comes from even from being a little girl, your parents, your mom, your dad, your sisters, brothers, whoever, what I'm saying? Like they have to instill what your worth is before you just get worth as an adult.
Okay.
I agree with that, but it also comes with you learning yourself. Once you learn yourself, then that's how you can establish your worth. You're not gonna necessarily get it from your parents. You can learn it from the people outside of the household. Some people learn it from the administrators from the schools they went to, some from the churches, some from people they idolize off the internet. But it's all about how you look at yourself. Like me, I get a journal, I write down the things I like and dislike. I couldn't stand about myself, and I had to look at myself in the mirror and start understanding I have to take more care of myself in order to know my self-worth. Because I never had a role model to look up to. And some people have role models. Some people don't have role models. So it'd be more lost out here than the ones who do have people they look up to.
Yeah.
Tyler?
I'm waiting for my wife's response because she didn't have to give a response. She's second.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna speak when I was ready. Thank you, sir. Well, what is my value? My value is what, like Jasmine was saying, was put in me as a child, whether it's by parents, any other adult, what I watched on TV, what I obtained myself, what my peers have said or have not said. It's what you grow into. That's what your value is. It's what you eventually think you are about yourself, what you know you are about yourself. And that leads into how you will carry yourself into a relationship with a friend, with a coworker, any type of relationship that can be held. So, yeah.
Okay. So initially, y'all feel that your value or can come from, stuff that you've learned as a child, or, how others perceive you, or, kind of like you say, what they speak to you. So question, do you feel that a woman's value can increase or decrease with age or with their lifestyle choices?
I feel like a woman's value can decrease or increase based off her lifestyle choices. I personally believe that. So I'm gonna get a mic to Jazz.
Okay. I feel like in the eyes of society and other people, a woman's worth can, increase and decrease. Like, in Hollywood, once you reach a certain age, you don't get as many, opportunities. And that's really in the real world too. I know back when I was, skinnier, I had all the opportunities and everybody was hollering at me, you know what I'm saying? And I could get away with a lot of stuff. Then I gained weight and I wasn't, considered as pretty, and I didn't get as many opportunities, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get like the little, smiles and the little flirtations and stuff or whatever. And now that I'm losing my weight again, people are reacting differently to me now. And it's the same as like if you go outside with no makeup on your face versus if you go out beat, people are more willing to want to be in your face and want to give you opportunities and want to, give you all these things versus if you go out and you haven't put any effort into, doing all those things that society deems as beautiful.
Mm-hmm. My question is, what are you trying to consider as a value? Me as a person, or just because I really don't understand why the question is a value, like it's a number.
Right.
And I don't get that at all.
Well,
because as a Christian, and I'm just gonna say it, as a Christian, my value has not changed with God from the day I was born to this day now. So why is society, or why is this a conversation that because I've gotten older or I've gained weight or lost weight or I put makeup on or not, why is that a value to anybody? Because I'm a diamond every day. You can't tell me that I'm not. So my value for myself is going to be up here. Now, everybody's not gonna see me the same way. Everybody's not gonna take me the same way. But what you don't find a worth in me, then you're not for me. You're not in my circle. And that's just my opinion.
Okay, fellas.
Come on.
I agree
CC.
with that. Oh, was somebody else gonna say something? No, okay. I agree with that, but I feel like value doesn't necessarily mean a number. It can just mean, the equity that you hold with someone else. And I feel like it's really easy for you to have a lot of value in yourself when the people around you have had that value in you as well. And yes, it
That's
should
true.
be a personal thing, but when you have all this value in yourself and then someone else comes along and they're like, oh, and especially when it's someone who you care about or someone, who's supposed to mean a lot to you and they devalue you. So now you're, thinking to yourself, like, maybe I'm not as great as I thought I was.
See, I just think they crazy. That's
Miss Rogers, can I ask you, have you thought that way all your life?
no.
So when did you start to,
As an adult.
as an adult? What
Right.
age adult?
I guess it would be, I can't give you an age. I just started to learn. I had to think for myself. And as a child, I was very shy, very passive, and wanted to be a part of a clique. But then I was like, well, I don't really like that clique. And I don't like that one over there, but I like this person over here and I like this person over here. So I had to make my own, and people gravitated to me. So you lose friends over time. And I don't think it's my fault or their fault. I just think some people add to your life and some people take away. And you just have to know that energy. You want to bring more positive people in your life all the time, because hopefully everybody gets older and you want those people to co-sign what you feel about yourself. When you get them co-signers, you're like, okay, you a part of my team. But when you say you ain't all that, oh, you a hater, I'm gonna let you see from the side.
Okay. I'll be the first one from the guy's perspective to
What'd you say?
I'll be the first one from the guys to try to speak on that topic of a woman's value. I kind of lean a little bit more to the Jasmine up top that was talking about the aspect of the equity in which people see you. Because like Miss Rogers said, over time, a woman does come into that value of herself and self-respect and things of that nature, what she will tolerate and what she won't tolerate. Yet and still, most times a woman goes through so many things to get to that point. And when they hit their adult years, speaking from the aspect of relationships, they still are trying to figure themselves out. They're still trying to find their value. Same thing with men. Yet, by the time they're into their late 20s and into their 30s, that's when they really grasp it. In their younger years, they have fun, they party, they try to find their cliques, they like this, they don't like that, they dismiss people for many different reasons. Yet, from a man's point of view, I'll speak for myself, I'll let the other guys speak, but I believe that women by default are born with some form of value just from their appearance alone. Beauty alone, women have some form of value as soon as they hit 18. Because like the Jasmine up top said, she got hollered, she got talked to, and as she grew older and her body changed and things of that nature, people looked at her differently. So I believe a woman by default has value when they're younger, and as they know that much, and they use it and sometimes abuse it. And when they get older, that's when the more important things come into play. Now, guys, one of y'all speak.
Go ahead, Augustus.
Well, when I think of value, I think of like the benefits of being with you that a woman brings. I don't say a price because, like I said, you can't put a price on nobody. But some people can set their own price by, their mentality and how they lead. So when I say value, that's in the sense of what I'm applying to it. What do you bring? What benefits? What skills? What attributes you bring to the table in a sense. So for me, a woman's value, I value a woman, that's motivated, educated, somebody who can help me in the sense, or if I'm lacking in somewhere, she can help me improve or look at something a little bit differently. So for me, that's where value, when I say what's a woman's value, that's what I'm looking for. Like, what do you bring? What do you bring to make my life better? Or, also, what do I bring to make your life better? So when I say value, I'm looking at what the benefits of being with you. What do you bring?
Value is
Woman.
constantly, when value, basically, you're constantly making your value alone as the individual and even in a relationship. You're constantly rebuilding, rebranding, changing, growing, learning. So your value changes as you grow. So you bring a certain type of value to a relationship. Okay, cool. Now you have to change a lot of things about you, if not all, some things when you're getting into a relationship, when you're engaged, when you're married. Even as a single person, you're trying to get a certain position. There are certain values you have to change about yourself to get it. So values are constantly growing, constantly changing. When I think of values, you like Mr. Simpleton said, honestly, when they say it's a girl, boom, we got value over boys off top. When they smack you with it's a girl from the ultrasound, automatically there's your value. After that, you have to build on that girl. Your likes, your dislikes, your needs, your wants, your desires. What will you bring to yourself? What will you put into yourself? Because once you do get that job or get into that friendship or that relationship, there will be you have to put into yourself first before you can bring it into the relationship, like Mr. Cole said.
Well,
Okay, I want to say something.
okay.
I feel like when you faced with different challenges in life, that's when you determine where your values increases or decreases. Because you gotta it all is expand from your mind. How you gonna be able to accept the challenge that being brought to you, or how you gonna decline the challenge. Now, every challenge that can come across is meant to be accepted. Like, everybody that you meet is not meant to be accepted to be a part of your life. Some might look at you as an asset. Some might look at you as, oh, let me see what I can get out of this point. And then once I get what I need, I'm gonna go about the other way. So it all depends on what you accept in your life. And then that's when you can speak on whether or not the value increases or decreases.
So I heard something. I feel like everybody had some pretty good points with what they said. But the one thing you talked about was, as far as value, the way men value women compared to how women value women is different. And the one person that touched on that was Jasmine, or Youngblood, whatever it says. JB Youngblood. Yeah, there we go. So the way she explained it is, she touched on how a man would think of as a woman's value, as far as like looks and weight and those kind of things like that. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that how a woman, if she gains weight, she should lose value. That doesn't make much sense. But I do know that, like, it seems like men more so value beauty and age. The younger a woman is, the more beautiful they are. And I guess it's like a men, as much as we say women age like fine wine, it's more men more so age like fine wine. It's very rare that you see a woman in her like 50s or 60s with somebody, a man in his 20s. Whereas you might see that from that perspective as a man, you see that all the time. It's disgusting, but I mean, you see it more than what what you would see it the opposite of that. So I find that strange in that fact that men look at beauty and women more so wealth of men, protection, just different things that women consider as far as like value. How do you, that's also I want to get into, like, how do women value men? I think that's something that we talk about later on, but that's just an interesting question. But I don't think you shouldn't value a woman based on like she lost weight or she gained weight or whatever. And I mean, as I speak for my wife, like she's gotten older. Like to me, she still looks the same, still beautiful. Like her aging or anything like that, she hasn't lost value to me. Like she's still, number one in my life. So like, I don't know.
So
Is Whitney right there with a gun or a knife?
I know, right?
Just blink.
Right.
He's
Because
scared.
it sounds good until y'all
He's
start
scared.
cheating on us with younger
Nah,
women.
Just blink. Just blink.
So I want to follow up with off of what Tyler said. I do agree that it's interesting. Men value women differently than how women value men. For myself, beauty, but for my wife, I think it plays and it speaks a little bit differently from when you are married and you're already together and you're working through things together and you're on the dating market and you're trying to get somebody. I think that also plays a different factor in it because I agree with Tyler. My wife, she's beautiful to me. She's been beautiful all my life that I've known her. Age doesn't mean anything to me as in my relationship now. But if I looked at myself and I took myself out of the marriage perspective and then put myself into the world, if I was still in the dating market perspective, then I would say that beauty, agreeability, femininity.
That's a hard word to say.
Yeah. And the ability to have conversations and communicate matters more than what her education is and how much money she makes. Because let's be real, if I was on the dating market and I worked hard to get to where I am, I don't want to argue all day. I don't want to fight back and forth with you due to you feel so strong about yourself. To have value in yourself is one thing. To feel so strong to battle back with me is another thing. I don't want to deal with that because that to me comes off being very masculine. And I can say probably all the women on this panel will not want a man coming to you, speaking to you like, "Oh, hey girl, how you doing?
Hell no.
I love your hair. I love your bags. And can we go out on a date?" Y'all will reject him because he comes off extremely feminine. Whereas the same thing for a man, he's not gonna like a woman that comes off, yeah, you're gonna listen to what I got to say and what I do because you're coming off very masculine. Like, calm down. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that. If I'm gonna deal with a man, I might as well talk with one of my bros and then find a woman that gives me what I want compared to having to deal with you. You keep growing and changing, but I don't need to deal with you. But that's the two different aspects on the talk of value from a marriage perspective. We're happy. We're happy with our relationships. But a lot of people in the world are still dealing with that dating perspective. And that's where it's hard.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna jump in here. So Sierra said some things I want to touch on. Tyler said some things, and then Evan said some things. So I'm gonna try to remember all of them. Sierra and Tyler, you guys were talking about, what a woman's worth is to a man, and then what a woman's worth is to another woman. I feel like when a baby is born and it's a girl, it does have a lot more, a lot more value. But I don't even know how to get this point across, but okay, so in my experience and what I've seen, a lot of mothers treat their sons a lot better than they treat their daughters. And so their daughters grow up with this tainted view of themselves and how they feel about themselves. So it's really difficult for someone to put into themselves when no one else has. And Miss Rogers was talking about, you got to teach yourself to love yourself and teach yourself to find what really, pings for you. But you can't find those things if nobody ever taught you how to find those things and what you're looking for that feeling to be. Evan was talking about, how you guys really love your wives and, they're beautiful and they haven't changed and all those things. And that sounds so sweet on this panel. But in real life, you guys are out here emotionally cheating. You guys are not, you guys particular. Don't kill him. She's savage. I'm just playing. But like regular other men are out here cheating and they're out here doing all these things and still have a wife that they love at home and she's beautiful and they still value her for whatever she brings to the table, but they're now valuing someone else for something that I guess they feel like their wife is not bringing to the table.
It's the 80-20.
Well, Miss Youngblood, I agree with you. To go into more detail about that, I'm going to let y'all into me and Evan's marriage a little bit. At the beginning, I told him a lot that I am trying to be all that he needs in a woman. And I realized as I went on that I'm not going to meet every mark. So I'm just going to give him what I can while also maintaining my sanity.
Mm-hmm.
And so that I won't mess up the value of myself. Not the way he looks at me, yet the way I look at me. Because I'm so busy trying to be every woman that I'm depleting myself. So I had to get to this point. It took me a while. We'll be going on 4 years in October. So I had to learn my value as a wife through time.
I'm like, thank you, babe. Thank you. Hey, I'll be real. Both Jasmine said something that's very interesting. I agree with my wife. She has changed, and I have changed as well because for myself, I had this conversation with my sister. She just a few minutes before this podcast. She said, all my life I've never spoke about roles, men and women roles. I never did. But due to, like Miss Youngblood said, I grew up in a one-parent household, raised by a woman. That's not a negative thing. Yet, for me, when I got married to my wife, she asked me a question that I was able to answer a month ago that I didn't answer for 3 years. Going on 4 years, I answered that question a month ago. She said, what do you want from me as your wife? And I said, to love you and just you. That's all I said. And I didn't actually understand what she was asking me because she was actually asking, what do you want from me as a traditional wife? And I didn't comprehend that. Coming from a single mother household, we're not taught to even think about that. We're taught to get with someone and make it work and build it. And like you said, that most times the woman is not treating the girls right, because I have a sister. My mom favored me over my sister. The thing is, in those situations, both parties come out lacking because I knew how to be a man from a providing perspective, but I didn't know how to lead. Whereas for as Miss Youngblood spoke of, when the woman is so busy trying to raise both children, invest and do things like that, the women, I can pretty much speak of our parents' generation, were so self-centered and thought about themselves that they didn't even invest into the women and the young girls, telling them how you should be as a woman, how you see yourself as a woman, as a young lady, and as when you get in that relationship, how you should handle yourself as a woman in that relationship. What is your role? Because we came from single parent households for majority of us. So no, we both were failed, man and woman, from our parents due to their circumstances. So yes, we have been growing and evolving as our marriage has continued, yet a lot of that falls on the aspect of just not having the knowledge to realize that men, we're supposed to provide, but also we're supposed to lead and protect. Whereas women, you are supposed to support, be there for the man, help him, and he helps her. Y'all helping each other, but we come from a society that focuses so much on the individual wants that neither side are understanding one another. We're just saying, hey, I want this, and you're saying, I want this, and we bump heads.
So I guess we can all agree that our parents failed us. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm in agreement.
I'm in agreement.
To an extent, yeah.
My mama laughing.
And to a certain degree.
Yeah, to an extent, yeah.
Agree. I don't know, but like you're saying, just kind of going back to when you have a girl or a daughter, she knows that value. I think it's different for men because I think we don't learn our value until, like you said, we've grown. For the most part, we just value for our strength because if you got friend girls or sisters, come pick this up for me, come do this for me. Our value comes from just labor and doing shit, just in a sense, feeling like a mule. So we don't learn it till we get 20 and 30 years old that yeah, we got feelings, we deserve to be treated and respected and all that. And then, like you said, as a husband, you don't, if your father's not there and your parents don't have a relationship where okay, your mom do stuff for your dad do stuff, you don't learn that until you get into a marriage or you fuck up so much in relationships. You be like, I don't know how to be treated. I don't know how to treat a woman. And with my mom, she always taught me from the sense of how to treat a woman, but also, let me know the flip side about women too. She like, don't let her, because women will do this, that, and the third to manipulate you. So it's learning that. So I would say if my dad was more around more often to kind of teach me those lessons that my mom was telling me, I probably would be more in the sense of, okay, I understand certain things a little more and how to be a husband and be a better provider. Because I learned how to be a husband from watching my grandfather. And for my grandfather, my granddad, when he died, I told him he was a man without excuse. And when I say my granddad, my granddad did a whole lot of shit. I learned more shit that he did in death than I knew about him in life. And it was like, damn. But even then, it's just the respect that he was a man without excuse. He did what the fuck he had to do. Even if it was stuff that hurt other people's feelings, he still made a way to try to make stuff right. And for me, I've always lived by that. Now, do I fuck up as a husband and as a man? Yeah. I don't consider my wife feelings on everything when I should. Some stuff, I need to listen to her on more. And some stuff I'm just stubborn. It's like, well, damn it. I ain't never seen my granddad ask my grandma to do certain shit, and he still made a way. And I think, learning to be more of, okay, talk more, be open, and and also show my wife that I appreciate her value, because my wife, she had my back on a lot of shit. Even when I fuck up or I might do something kind of just impulsive, still be like, well, we'll make it work. So, and that's one thing I say, I appreciate her support. So
I have a question. Am I the only person, and I'm just asking, am I the only person that grew up in a 2-parent household?
I did as well. I was literally about to ask that same question.
Because
I was literally about to ask the same question.
did you grow up in a 2-person household, Tyler?
Yes, my
I
parents
did as well.
They've been married for what, 35 years?
Well, my dad has passed and they divorced after 30 something years, but as far as until I was in my 30s,
right,
they were together. So I never had that. My dad was always there. My mom was always there. I didn't realize until later that they both wanted my attention. So I guess that's why I feel about myself the way I did, because I got it from both sides. And now the problem, they would put me in the middle sometimes. Do you love me more than your dad? My mother never said that, but she showed it. And my dad, he would actually say, I took you over here. You like me better than your mama today, down. Hey, whatever you got to do, I'm the one that's getting the benefits from it. So
Right.
I'm like, I don't know how y'all want me to do that. And I didn't realize it until I got older and they were still doing it. And I'm like,
but let's admit, you had some of the best Christmases. I know
I did. I was the baby, and I'm like, I'm not mad about it, but it doesn't matter how old you are when your parents divorce, it still hurts. I knew at 12 years old that they should have got a divorce, but like, they together. What am I gonna do? Who's gonna listen to a 12-year-old? And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not married now, but that's a whole nother story.
It might go into some of what we talk about.
This is true. This is true.
Do we want to keep on this or go to other questions? Because we have a good series.
Let us answer some more questions.
Okay, well, after shit, why I gotta be doing all the questions? Oh shit!
Can I piggyback off this before we move on?
Yeah,
Okay.
come on.
Okay.
No.
So
No, I'm playing.
So I did grow up in a 2-parent household. My entire life, my parents were married, my mother and my stepfather. But even with my dad being there, he wasn't there. Like, he worked and came home and, went to sleep and then worked and came home and went to sleep. My mom was, everything, the good guy, the bad guy, all of that stuff. Mostly the bad guy to me, but, she did the best she could with what she had. That's just how parenting works. But all I ever learned about being a wife was my husband better do what I tell him to do, period. Because that's how my mom was. And my dad was, yes, let's get it done. Whatever you want, let's do it. So coming into being married now, it did take me a while, the 3 years we've been married 3 years, to learn that he is a person. He's not just,
Opinion.
because I said so.
Well, yes, man.
Jasmine.
Disrespectful.
I mean, it's just really like my husband's really soft and he's really like, okay, baby, whatever you want, we got it. You know what I'm saying? No problem. But like, I guess this was saying, like his mom was saying, some women will, take advantage of that and just, it is like that. So I feel like when it comes to value and how Augustus was talking about, valuing the man and everything, if you don't see that, you don't know how to do that. And it takes a while to learn that men break too. I mean,
so my wife is kind of like that sometimes, but you know how I get over that? I remind her that the police precinct is 7 minutes away, and by then I'll already finished what I had to do. So I feel like you keep balancing a relationship. That's just my thing. I feel like that's the way to get out of line.
The fear of being arrested, okay,
or killed, or whatever he's gonna do in that 7-minute time frame.
Lifetime, you're in a life and death struggle.
Beautiful.
That's a Lifetime movie.
It is.
Hey,
7 minutes.
Hey, I got
7 minutes of life.
It's called 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get into the next topic of I know this one gonna start some shit.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
Yes. You got all the questions, Big A. That's why we letting you.
I should have sent this shit to one of y'all. I shouldn't be motherfucking sacrificial lamb up here.
Hey,
Go on with the question.
I would say, put it in the chat. I'll read it. What is it?
Send me.
Question.
Okay.
Which one is it? Is it the what you bitches want from a nigga? Is that one? Or
No,
is it
Not be.
It can't be. That ain't it.
No,
That ain't the question.
No.
Was it one of my questions?
Nah, shit, it could be, but I'm using the second one.
Okay.
Okay. Do you believe a man should hold you in high regard or value, even if you have a shady or promiscuous past?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like the past shouldn't even matter, especially
Right.
if
What
it
does
was
that have to
before
do
that
with
time.
time?
shady is the past? How shady is it?
Okay.
Look,
Even if she was a stripper, it don't matter.
Oh no, we can.
It's men fall in love with
But
strippers
what if
every day.
Every day.
What
Every
if she
day.
was a porn star?
Doesn't
She's
matter.
a porn star.
well,
That
She's
had a
matters.
making her
job.
money.
Did
She had
she
a job.
repent on her
Okay,
past?
okay,
Is she
okay.
still doing it, or is she not doing it anymore?
You know what?
Okay, they all just said, okay.
I'm just saying, do you
Hey,
want your spouse? Do you want to
Because I put it like
somebody and
this:
they got a whole?
men go out and be hoes all the time.
So let me ask you a
But
question.
would you
No,
marry?
women
Would
just
you
him.
marry the dude who done swallowed 1,000 women ovaries or some shit? Do you want to be with that dude if he
What?
known around town for that?
That sounds like a
if-
Viking.
see, that's the thing. We're talking about promiscuous, and we know if you know that he's been around and he slept with everybody in the city, plus some of your family members, and you found out as y'all was dating or talking to each other, does that
I
matter?
say it might be a different thing if you find out they haven't came to you open, honest with you about their past. I feel like if she came to you open and honest about her past,
There is some.
you shouldn't judge her about her past. Now she
What
tried to hide it
number?
from you,
What are
and
we?
that should be questionable.
Are we saying like 10? Are we saying like 100? Are we saying like a few hundred?
It doesn't matter. Why you counting the body counts from the past?
Body
Goddamn,
count.
300 bodies.
If you see her, if you
One day
if you
is
can
one
get her
person.
test results,
That's a great.
her test results come
365
back
days out of the
clean,
year, you nasty.
it shouldn't even matter.
One day is one person.
300. That's a movie. 300.
Hey, let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Let's
Let's be real. Let's be real about it.
There was a
Like-
movie about that, The Best Man.
Hey, let's be real.
She's, I mean,
She slept with the whole campus.
Okay.
Are you winning though? If you win that, that's a terrible contest to win. I'm just saying.
Let's be real. We say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yet, if you find out, because it doesn't matter when you first meet somebody. Yet, if you go around some of their friends and their friends are comfortable talking about that person's past and they bring it up to you, and you now become aware of it, even if they tell you they upfront with you, that man or that woman has the right to say, hold up, I only slept with 3 people in my lifetime because I value who I slept with. You just told me you slept with 100 people last month. I don't think we are on the same page because your body count is too high for me. Vice versa. If
So I think the older you get, the more who really cares. But like if you're 18, you meet somebody else who's 18, and they tell you got 100 bodies. I'm thinking someth's wrong with you.
18.
It's not even about the bodies at that point. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Something's not right there. Like, seriously, the majority the majority of women that are very promiscuous like that, they usually have some kind of trauma early in their life, like a family member sexually assaulted them or something like that. That's the first thing I would think of mentally. So like if I do hear that and I do want to pursue that, then the first thing I want to do is like, okay, have you talked to somebody about? I know something has more than likely happened.
and
that-
will
that-
I actually
So
sorry to cut you off,
first thing,
Tyler.
like getting that person some help.
Yeah,
like,
like
If you
I
talk
agree,
through,
I agree
it's
with
not
Tyler.
to have sex with that many people, back to back with no relationships.
And that's
We're
what
not talking
exactly
about
what I'm gonna say.
18-year-olds.
What happened to that person in their early childhood or in their teens or whatever that would make them be so promiscuous? Because a woman ain't just go up, wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm finna see with 100 niggas today, and I'm gonna be done with it." No, it's something
Unless
deep
that's
down
her
her. She's
profession.
searching for some type of affection, some type of love from these different men that she have never found. Whether if it was from her mother, her father, or whoever raised her, she never found it. So that's the reason why she might be out there giving her body away to so many people instead of
Bro,
seeking
there's a
help.
I got a question.
Look,
I got
up in all the wrong places. That's what that's
okay. I have a question to kind of throw into it. Like,
We
yeah,
didn't even
in 18
answer Augustus' question.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what the question was.
See?
Okay, I believe
I knew that was a chaotic question.
Yeah.
It was
See,
saying, do you believe? Okay, I'm gonna flip it. Do you believe a man or woman should hold you or anybody else in a high regard or value if they have a shady or promiscuous past?
I think that's individually based, and that's their choice to put a value on it. So everybody's going to be different, and everybody's going to accept different things. When you get emotions and hormones interacting in it, they could change either way.
Right.
I'll
It's
tell
all
you this.
based on how that person treats you at
Right.
the end of the day.
I'll tell you
Now, if
this.
that person still treats you
number.
shitty
It's not
and still had
all-
that promiscuous stuff going on, then you should hold that person in the value if they still got this stuff carrying on into your relationship.
It's not about the volume. So you wouldn't care if a man or woman slept with 200 people, but if they slept with a bunch of people that you knew, it's completely different. So it doesn't matter about how many people; it's the who. And everybody can say what they want, but somebody
Especially if it's in a close
or
community.
a best
Then,
friend,
yeah.
you're probably gonna they're pretty much off limits at that point. That's how most people are, at least. And I
I'm
know
sure
people out there don't care.
everybody on this podcast done had sex with each other. I'm so sure.
What?
What? No.
No.
So
What I'm
I'm
What
finna,
the hell's in that glass over there?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Connecting the people. No, we haven't.
yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I can honestly say I haven't.
I didn't have your wife, Big A.
Okay. Think about
I did.
we as people.
Oh,
We
no,
as
I know. I love you. I know.
Yeah.
the sex train. Think about it. I got a body count. Everybody on here has a body count.
I ain't got that many.
We
bodies,
don't
so
know.
that's why for me it do kind of rub me like I ain't been out there like that. And
We don't know though. We don't know. That's why I'm being funny. Yet at the same time, we
Serious.
don't know who other people have came into contact with. So the who may matter, or it may not. Okay, that was 10, 15 years ago. Okay, y'all ain't still on that level. Can we move forward?
Right.
If not, then let's leave me alone and y'all work that out.
Right.
So, you know,
We don't know who's been delivered. So we don't know who done came over them 15, 20, 100,000 people that they done
So-
slept
first of all,
with.
wait a minute. If we in the quadruple,
I can think about it.
we
God,
do.
yeah,
I'm not
she
getting
a
no more.
I'm a
slayer.
blunt.
That is slayer.
I can only be an associate if somebody, even a man, tell me like, man, I done smashed like 20,000 women, bro. We can't be friends because you
We
got.
can't be friends. We
You
can't.
know,
No,
bro,
I'm not your
Bro,
friend
you
because we don't
1,000
have the same values.
warriors. That is ridiculous. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I agree with everybody. Everybody is saying something that makes sense. I agree with everybody right there. But it's funny. It's funny like how Tyler was saying the younger years, the 18. I think this question is more tailored to
when you're fully grown, you know who
Right.
you are, you know what you're
you
looking
know who you
for.
are. But I mean, when we talk about, and then we always got to really put it into perspective as to what market are we talking to. Marriage, it don't really matter after you've been married and you're with people and stuff like that. Eventually, I'll talk about some of those things and some things you shouldn't want to know.
I'm
Just
just
don't
saying,
know.
but you got to think.
Yeah.
But you
Like
I
I feel like it will matter about that person past if that person really not that interested in you. If you just date, if they want to find a reason to get rid of you, they
Now,
will use that. But
and
if you
then-
got some type of feeling involved and it's not interacting with the present relationship, it should not matter.
So I say it like this: for the youngins, for the 18 to maybe 25, 20, I'm going 25, 18 to 25 time period, between that range. I think this matters a whole lot more then compared to when you're older, because of the fact that when you can start getting those body counts, and that speaks to maybe of her childhood, but also think about it. When people are 18, many guys that are sleeping around with many women at the age of 18 don't value the women and don't value themselves. And the women who are being slept with or sleeping with these guys don't value themselves. And their body count keep growing it's different for the genders. The men, they don't care. They out there just sleeping around. Most times it's that their emotions are not really that connected in. That's why their body count so high. The women, on the other hand, most women don't just sleep with guys just to sleep with them. Usually feelings are involved. So if her body count goes extremely high in that time range, that means she don't care. Like she don't care about you. She don't care about most people because she's been
What
hurt enough
time
time. Huh?
frame? Never mind. Go ahead.
She's been hurt enough times by guys, so she started valuing all guys less. So she just started sleeping around. Just like how the men who are sleeping around are not valuing the women with high body counts between 18 and 25, they don't value the men, but that's due to them being hurt. Men, on the other hand, just saying, okay, I'm young and if I can get this, I can get this. But I can say probably for Augustus, for myself, for Tyler, we were the young nerds where it was told that the nerds,
Take
they ain't
Tyler
got no,
out.
huh?
Man, if niggas only knew how much nerds was getting pussy, boy, I tell you.
Wait, did you say take who out? What'd you say?
But
What you trying to say?
take Tyler out.
Tyler,
Okay.
What do you
take Tyler
really
out.
mean by that?
Nerds were getting some, but nerds were not getting it as much as the popular guys and the athletes and the bad dudes that had something that they showed that they had from materialistically. They got the
Yeah,
girls
hey.
majority of the time, and they hurt the girls majority of the time. The nerds, we had a very small pool that we could actually get, whereas everybody else had a larger pool, and they did majority of the damage to majority of the ladies.
What you trying to say, Jasmine?
A smaller pool. A smaller pool sounds safer to me.
I don't know, because you know a lot of people like to stick their foot in the kiddie pool. Just saying.
Oh God. Oh my
Keep
God.
going. Keep going to the next question. I'm
So,
going.
so, hey, I don't care what y'all say. There's even it don't matter. Even at whatever age you are, there's a number somebody would say. You'd be like, "Ew," like that's just gross. Like
That's
I don't care if it's 3,000 or so. There's a number somebody tell you, be like, "What the fuck?" Like how? Like I don't know. I don't know what that number is for anybody. I don't know what that is for me, but I know there's some kind of number. If I heard, I'm like, ugh.
I'm
Like,
just, but that's why I'm saying, in the sense of, just to be real, you to a certain degree, you're gonna be judgmental if you find out your partner passed. Even if y'all just talking in basic conversation and they'd be like, well, yeah, I had a very, loose pass. What you mean loose? Man,
wrong,
if your partner be like, man,
Wrong
wrong
word for
answer.
you.
I was in
That's the
college.
wrong
Always
question to
say if
ask.
the number is near your age, then that's when it gets questionable.
I'm just saying though, it's just shit. I'm just saying, you hear certain numbers, you're gonna be like, God damn, you was out
I
there.
can say in college, I was cool with a girl who she was saying she was gonna go out and hang out with a friend and whatnot. And we were just talking, and she mentioned, "Hey, I can't hang out with him because I slept with his friend." I was like, "But didn't you sleep with this dude too?" She was like, "Honestly, my body count is up to 70 right now, and we in college."
Yeah, but
And I'm
remember when
18.
we was in college, we hear them girls. We know the certain females, and we be
Oh yeah.
like, hell nah. And if they
See, the
get
thing
married
is,
now, I'm gonna feel bad for dude. I can't even lie and say I would.
yeah,
I'm be like,
like, because we were resident advisors and worked on campus, so we saw when those
And
women
heard.
and heard, we saw and heard and was told. Even some of our residents came to us and said, "Hey, do you want to join in?" And we
man.
were like, "Nah," but we know who was the toss joint. And if I see that same person today, happily married, kissing and whatnot, I'm like, there's a good chance he don't know her past. Because if he
Okay, let
knows
me stop
her,
you right there, Mr. Simonton. Hold on. Okay, so now Augustus, Tyler, and Evan you guys are being judgmental.
Exactly.
Said that.
Wait a
said
minute.
that.
Listen to me. Me and the other 3 women on here just said that our value changes over time. Okay, so she got a bad past. The woman she is today, married with children, happy husband, happy life, children are good and healthy. She's not that same woman.
She's
So
delivered.
don't feel bad for him because he has the best part of her. The
I
best part of
agree.
her.
That might
I
have got
agree.
left on dude number
Hey,
7
hey, I can
on floor 10.
I
but,
can
you know.
I can somewhat agree with you,
Don't
babe.
cut me off. Let me finish. He got her mentally. He got her better physically. And plus, with the woman's body, there are so many things out here we can do to keep our bodies right. Exercise, eating, quinoa, bingwa balls, whatever it's called.
Fingers.
A yoni
Who's
ball.
I
Yeah.
don't know this shit,
So-
but
So why you feel bad for him? He good. He could look at your wife, Tyler, Augustus, especially Evan, and say, I feel bad for him.
That's true. That's it. Okay. Okay.
Chill out, because y'all know, the 3 of you men know that I have the best part of my wife. Her past does not even matter because she's not even that person today. So we're talking about value though. Value. It ain't about her past. It's about her value now.
Because value
Right.
can increase over time.
Thank
Well,
you.
But even if she
This
was
was-
promiscuous in her past, how does that make her value go down?
Well,
I heard
so-
cricket.
So,
Right, nothing.
Okay, I
nothing.
just say-
nothing.
I would say this:
So
in certain cultures, that's not even possible for you
You
to
from
have.
the United States.
Huh?
We in
You
this
from the United
culture.
You from
Well,
the
I,
United
United States don't
I,
have no
for one, I'm
culture.
from Jamaica, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just want to simply say I agree with my wife to
You
that.
have to, yeah.
I agree with no, for real. I agree with my wife
to a certain degree, you feel judgmental a little bit.
No. Yes, we're being judgmental.
Wait,
Yes,
Jasmine, where's
but
your other
hey,
hand at?
I want to
point
say
the
this.
pistol at him.
Hey,
Look at her. Okay.
let me speak. I agree with my wife. We are being judgmental, yet we ain't picking that woman because we know her past. We know her past. We see it and we walk around, and since we know it, she might be better now. But when I walk up to her, I know all the body counts. I know all of her past.
But you
When I
don't
walk
know.
up,
You only know what you've heard.
Or
if
what she told you.
if I heard it, if I seen it, if I knew about, if it was factual, if I knew for sure that this person had at least 30 people that I knew of, and I meet her 2 years down the road, I'm gonna see her. She might have changed. She might have became a better woman and things of that nature. But for me, I'm not finna pick her. I'm not finna do it because I
And
know.
that's fine.
Hey,
But that's
I'm so glad none of you males are God.
Praise
No.
Evan.
So glad
Praise
that none of
Evan.
you males are
Because
God.
remember,
No.
first impression, it lasts forever.
So we're not talking about the man. Like when we say we feel bad for the man, we feel bad for that man because we know her past, but we're not gonna bring that up to him. We're not gonna say anything because he's happy with his woman. He values his woman, but we see the lesser value on her due to knowing that past, and we didn't choose her. So that's tailored to what the question was. Her value to us lowered because her body count was extremely high. We knew it, so we didn't choose her. Yet somebody else did. It's not saying that her value overall is low because her value to that man can be in the sky, in the heavens, whatever. But
So
to
let's
us,
answer all of Augusta questions like that.
And so don't get it
All of his
twisted.
questions. We can say the woman's value, married, it just depends on how her husband feels about her. And if you're single, it depends on how she feels about herself. That's the answer to all of Augustine's questions. All right, next episode.
Well, that ain't the answer for me because I feel like even as a married woman, even as a married woman, if my husband doesn't value me, that's on him. Like that's not on me. Like if he don't see my value,
I'm talking
that's
about outsiders, Jay. Jasmine, I'm talking about outside the marriage, not y'all. Now I'm saying like how Evan was saying they judge the girl because her body count and stuff like that.
Oh, like a
I'm
friend or
saying,
somebody
yeah, I'm talking about
who she was
Flip
hanging
it, but
out with.
flip it around though. If it's the
But-
same way for women too. If you know a nigga who either slanging or he ain't shit, you gonna be like that nigga ain't shit. Let's
You
be
gonna
but
say
why are
it.
we
It's
still
not
asking that
judgmental.
question in
That's just our
2021
personal
though?
opinion. That don't have nothing to do with what we feel and what we value as ourselves or
No.
we.
That's how you value him. The point still is that's how you value that specific individual. Not all men and not all women. You value that individual lower because you know he ain't shit. He been slanging. He probably got 3 STDs. You knew of 3 STDs that he had. You value him lower. We're saying we're being judgmental, but we're being honest as well. We value the women that we know and we weren't attracted to and we didn't go after lower. And from a marriage perspective, that's one thing. We are also just saying in general for the young dating perspective as well, when that comes into play, that really matters for us.
But it shouldn't though. We're in 2021. Why are we still putting value on how many people someone else has slept with? That is their body and their decision on what they want to do. And I'm not going to speak for anybody else on this panel and the other women, and I might be throwing myself out there. But for me and a lot of the women that I know, we all went through what we call a hoe phase. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have to admit it because your husband's on here and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's cool.
Yep, we did.
I'm
Okay,
single and I didn't.
every single woman went through a whole phase, and it wasn't because she was mistreated. It wasn't, well, I can't speak for everybody. For me, my whole phase was not because I was mistreated. It wasn't because, you know what I'm saying, something happened to me or none of that other stuff. I was, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to be free. I didn't want to be tied down with a person. I just wanted to do what nature told me to do and move on. That doesn't mean I have STDs. That doesn't mean that I have loose morals. That doesn't mean that I didn't care for myself. I cared enough for myself to not hook up with someone emotionally when I wasn't ready for that.
There's a whole
Right.
phase, then there's like a ho phase where like your phase probably lasted like a couple years. There's people that got whole phase for like 10 years. Like, goddamn, when does it end? That's a long phase. When do we?
That's not a phase.
That's my point. That's
a
my point.
call for help.
Yeah.
Why is that a cause for help? Because people want to be sexually active
For years, like decades.
Because
you don't have habits that you do for years. Nobody has habits that they do for years.
Everybody got some type of habit.
Yeah, I have some good habits. That's a bad habit.
Drugs, alcohol.
But who determines what's a good habit and what's not a good habit? If sex is a release for someone and they choose to use that to be able to, you know, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is that a bad
Jasmine,
thing?
you know, I have a habit of killing people. Is that a good habit or a bad habit?
That's not the same thing as sex. That is not the same.
I'm just saying, you said who determines what a good habit is and bad habit. I just gave you an extreme example.
All habits can be
I would say sex is bad as for a longevity like that, because when you stop and you decide you want to, let's say you want to do it for 10 years, you free as a goose, going out there doing it from you're 18 to you 28. Let's say you 30. Now you done with being all out there. You want somebody that looks for you and values you, but you used 10 to 12 years of your life being free, doing whatever the hell you wanted to, when the hell you wanted to. Now you haven't even took time to develop yourself to be in a serious relationship, because you've been doing whatever you wanted.
But why do you assume that if someone's having sex with people that they're not building on themselves? Why does everybody look at sex as in a negative connotation that you're not working on yourself or doing what you need to for yourself?
I'm saying for a serious relationship, due to the fact of you practice whatever you practice in life, is you do it repetitively. You get better at it, right? When you practice something, you get better at it. You keep doing it. It's repetitive. So if you do bad habits repetitively, the moment you decide you want to be serious, then it's going to be a disconnect when you try to get with that serious person who did not do the same thing you did.
I don't agree with that.
Me either.
And I'm gonna go ahead and put, my business out there a little bit. Do you, uh, my husband does not have the same past I have. And I'm gonna just say that I went through a whole phase. My husband did not go through a whole phase. And he knew about all of, my past and everything else. And there was no disconnect. There wasn't a situation where I was trying to find myself or build myself or do any of those things because there wasn't anything missing. That's just what I decided to do.
For how long?
Anybody knows.
No, I'm being serious because we talked about the amount of years does kind of matter. So
Make a
for how
difference.
long?
Sometimes it's not a phase. What he's trying to say is it's not for some people. It's not always just a phase. That just might be who they are.
It's not, but I feel like I view it a little bit differently because yes, I had a whole phase, but then
I think, Jasmine, your question, why do we in 2021, why are we still asking ourselves the same question, is because our country is based off a Christian bound factor, and going along with you're really not supposed to be having sex because you're supposed to be married. So being single and having multiple partners over the long period of time, it's gonna look at in this country negative, but another country may not look at the same way. And it's individually based now in 2021 because everybody has their own opinion. You can make your own values based on what you want in life, and that's okay. So nobody's judging you based on your past in particular. It's just how a lot of people see it. Yeah. Multiple partners mean a negative, like, what are you missing in life? What's going on with you? But you say, no, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, okay. Well, we know Jasmine and she got a good head on her shoulder. So we understand what you're saying.
Well, I was responding to the stuff that Evan said because Evan blatantly did say, that something has to be wrong with that person and there's some type of disconnect.
Let me apologize if I said I didn't mean it that it's something has to be something wrong. Usually there is something wrong. I meant to say usually. I didn't mean all the time is something wrong, but usually there is something wrong there. You could be the exception.
I don't think he's talking about a woman that's in college and went through a whole phase. That's for like people like we know people that were like in middle school that were getting it in all through high school.
You said 18 to 24.
Yes.
I said 8. I did say 18.
You said 18 to 24, and that is the college stage.
That's the college stage.
Mm-hmm.
I was referring to like, younger people in the college stage. Yes, you're gonna go through a whole phase. A lot of people go to college with the goal of a whole phase now. Like that's the goal. Whole phase, enjoy college, and get a degree. That is what college is for a lot of people.
So I don't know who all went to university. Did everybody go to University of Memphis here?
No.
I know.
No,
Okay. So like they have frosh camp. We all know of at least a girl or two that got smashed in frosh camp. Like the first day of frosh camp, they get. I didn't go automatically. I'm like, damn, this is the first day of school. You just meeting people. Like you haven't known people 2 hours, and you getting smashed. Like there's probably something wrong with that. That's not.
She probably thought before she left, I'm getting something the first
right.
I'm
gonna
night.
Get in.
Yeah, that's what her plan was to do. Or she planned, I'm gonna have as much fun as I want to on this first night, and then it studies after that.
Man, like I said though, that first impression, that's everybody's gonna think that's all you are though. That's the problem with that.
And we are not saying that you all are the problem because you had that promiscuous past. We're saying that the perspective on the person from majority will look at it negatively, like Miss Rogers said. And having a whole phase, you had a whole phase, whatever. I asked the question, how many years? And you could have had your whole phase and been in college for 6 years, had it for 2 years. You could have had your whole phase in college. You was in there for 6 years, had it for 3 years. You could have did it the whole 6 years of college. It could distinguish, and maybe in that place in college, you just said that whole time I'm gonna have a whole phase because college is about fun and getting my stuff. The moment you left college, you realize I'm not finna do that no more because you put it in the box. My whole phase is tied to my college years. But after that, no.
So back in 1994, when there was Freaknik, those people went to Freaknik saying, I'm doing this.
Right.
First night. They ain't gonna never see these people, well, probably next year, but that's what a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And that's
Hey,
the same thing as whatever y'all
Did
talking
any of
about.
I gotta ask, since you brought that up, have any of y'all ever seen any of y'all family members on a freak dick video?
I've been trying to watch it and see
Bro,
my
I
sister
swear,
on there.
I swear, I'd be wanting to see somebody like, wait a minute, is that Auntie?
Speaking of-
That's funny as hell, bro.
I wish I would have asked my dad when he was alive, because I felt like he went to this shit. Just a part of me just feel like.
So yeah, that's all we were talking about. We really wasn't trying to say, you know, hey, you had a whole phase.
You ain't gonna have a successful relationship.
You're not gonna have a successful relationship. We're saying you had a whole phase, and those people that knew you in that whole phase, maybe looked at you slightly different from how you said you met your husband and you told him everything. You still weren't going through your whole phase when you met your husband.
I don't think you should put whole phase on just one age. I'm 30. I know a man right now. I spoke to him. He said, I've been a good guy my whole life. Won't no woman accept me. I'm going to be a hoe.
Sucker.
So he's just starting his hoe phase at 30 years old. So ain't no telling how long he might make it last. Now, he has a great job. He has a lot to offer if we're talking about value in that perspective. Yet, say he stops his whole phase at 37. Okay, I'm ready to be a husband and a dad and all the type of other stuff. Is he going to be judged as harshly as that woman who went through her whole phase from 18 to 25?
I would say that's a question for women, because even I'd see a dude do that. I'm like, okay, well, he was out here.
See, and that's the thing. Isn't it crazy? A woman can't go through a whole phase at like 35. Like, that shit's over with. Like, that's a biological thing. You can't go through a whole phase from like 35 to like in your 40s or something like that, and you haven't had kids. You literally have a biological clock where you physically can only have kids for so long, like where it's healthy. I'll say that.
But a whole phase isn't about having kids at all.
You're under 40.
No. My point is, when you're late in the game at that point. You're not. You go through a whole phase super late.
At that point where some people didn't want to have no children early on because they want to get their life established before they start having children, instead of having children when they're not stable.
So and a woman's sex drive rises after the age of 40. So come on.
I understand that, but I'm talking about from a settling down perspective.
But Tyler, that goes back to the question of how do we value women? You're putting a value on a woman by her age. You're saying that 35 to 40, she can't have this because she's physically unable to. Because at that point, she's old.
I'm not. That's the truth, though. I'm just.
That
I'm
is
saying
not the truth.
That's just your opinion.
Listen. Before y'all start jumping on me, listen. When a woman reaches around, I'd say like late 30s, 38 to 40, it becomes harder. It does not become harder to have children.
A whole phase is not about having children.
Listen. Just answer the question.
Answer the question. Can we please stay on topic? Answer the question. He asked the question. It was a specific question. It
depends on the woman.
It does.
But statistically speaking,
at 30, it's statistically harder to have a baby.
Yes, but as we grow, so for instance, I used to work in the pharmacy. I used to work with this lady that was 42. She had one child that was, I think she might have been 2. But her and her husband were trying to have kids. When she was younger, it would have been easier for her to have kids. My point is, a man literally, even though I think it's stupid, I feel like if you're a man, you're in your 40s having a whole phase, something
wrong.
Yeah, something wrong has happened in your life. You done fucked up. You've been wasting your time. My point is, women cannot go through a whole phase and settle down. A man still can. I'm not saying that.
Sometimes it depends on the lady our relationships, because not all women are related like other women. So you can't
and not just that, but he's not taking into consideration PCOS, none of that stuff. Like, women have different issues that cause us to not be able to have babies at any age.
Right.
I understand that.
He's not talking to the
education now.
He's not talking to the exceptions. He's talking about just healthy person, complete healthy person. For a woman, they are more likely to have a healthy baby at a younger age. As you become older, healthy person, you have more
A higher risk
complications,
of issues.
higher risk of
Yes,
issues to
yes.
have a child. It's not talking about the exceptions. We're not talking about all the other reasons because there are countless reasons. Yet
Okay.
there's
Well, I know a woman who applies to Tyler, what he's talking about. She had a child at 40. That child is actually her smartest child. That child is smarter than the child she had at 22. The woman, she had a child at 22 and she had a child at 40.
Is this with the same man?
Why does that matter?
Because the child could
Why
be
does
smart.
the man matter?
No. I think there was a point. There was a point there. There was a point there. No. There was a point there. No.
Your question.
You talked about the intelligence of the child as though the intelligence of the child contributed to
The child is healthy.
Child.
The child is fine.
That's
There's
what she was trying to
nothing
say.
wrong with that
Yeah.
child.
I
That's
see what you're trying to say, but the reason I asked that is because it could be by chance that she had a child with somebody that a more intelligent man. She could be intelligent as well, and then that's just a more higher chance that that child is intelligent.
and she had that child and had a healthy baby.
Right. She could have had. She could be intelligent and had a child with a dumbass man when she was younger, and that's more. And the baby takes after him.
I understand what you were saying. Hey, love. I understand what you were saying. You're saying that hey, she had a child at 20 and she had a child at 40. Both were healthy. I think
just as healthy. Just as healthy.
Just as
fine. The age does not matter.
Oh wait,
damn, Jasmine, why are you sound like you in a shoebox? What the hell?
No, just babe. Even though she did it, we're actually speaking to the fact, just like how we had to stop Miss Youngblood. We're not talking about the exception. She is an exception to the rule. She's
How is she an exception?
Healthy baby.
How is she an exception?
Having a healthy baby is not the exception at any age.
Janet Jackson
science would disagree with that, but
science says that at 26 years old, we go down on the possibility of being able to have a baby. At 26, our chances start to drop.
I believe that's true.
So then it will be the same as a 50-year-old or a 26-year-old if our chances drop anay.
But they drop significantly more the older you get, though.
The older you get, the higher risk.
Yeah, the higher risk of.
It's on the high risk when you're dealing with like diabetes, high blood pressure, anemia.
Yes, there's a multitude. There's different
medications that contribute over time.
I mean, there's you women know. I mean, there's medication you can take when you're pregnant that'll automatically cause like severe deformities in your child. Like I've seen it.
You both can read every science book on a woman's body. We are clearly telling you as women how it actually is. My male doctor can tell me this about myself. And then I'm going to combat him with, well, this is my body and this is what I'm telling you. So work with this instead of what your book is telling me about my body. So Tyler and Evan, listen about a woman from a woman before you give your opinion or what you think is your truth on a woman.
Which is basically just mansplaining. You're telling us what we cannot and can do at a certain age because science tells us that we can or cannot do this at a certain age. Science doesn't have our bodies, period.
A woman in the
all I'm going to say is I have not seen too many women have babies at 50. All I'm saying.
How many 50-year-olds do you know?
I've seen people have women have
right. How many 50-year-olds do you know?
50, 60, and 70.
A woman had a baby at 70. That is like literally the worst thing you can do. That is terrible.
I'm just saying, I've seen women have babies.
I mean, there's a lot of famous men that are like in the 60s, 70s that have kids, and the first thing that comes to my mind is like, why the fuck would you have a kid that old?
Google a woman having a baby at 70. Okay,
I know a woman who had a baby at 75.
Okay.
Who is fucking at 75 like that?
They still getting in
So
there.
you have to take a certain
Old
age.
ass granny, bro.
Hey,
I'm the fuck out. Who granny
come on,
freaky
come
Tyler,
on.
sex does not stop just because you get older. Let
It
me
does
tell you.
I didn't say it
not.
stop, but
Okay.
who's freaky
Let's
ass granny
let's
getting
let,
freaked by?
let's reel it
Well,
in.
according to
everybody.
Taylor.
Hey, what we're
Next
not trying to
question.
say is explain to you. We're not trying to say that you cannot. It's impossible. We're not saying that. We're saying that there is a potential high risk for majority of people. Not saying if you the person that knew that 50-year-old, knew that 60-year-old, knew that 70-year-old, can you count 100 of them? You know that 70 that had babies.
And
Can
I
you
would
count?
bet $1
No,
million
because a lot
if
of
she
them
had.
probably had hysterectomies by then.
Can you count 26-year-olds? Can you count 126-year-olds? Do you know 126-year-olds?
Do I
A
know
lot of them
100?
probably had hysterectomy too at 26.
No, I don't, and that's why when we are talking about the numbers from a scientific perspective, it's because of the fact that there are more studies about the youthfulness of people and their body and their anatomy compared to how many people who are 40 and up trying to have kids. First of all, because by the time most people turn 40, they don't want to have no kids.
All right, here, I'll give you another example real quick. So, for instance, how many people do you know that you know somebody's ever broken their hip or broken a bone?
I could probably count 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so for instance, when you get older, you become more brittle, right? Have you ever heard of somebody
No,
falling
not
and breaking their hip and
necessarily.
dying? Have you ever heard of somebody falling and breaking their hip and dying?
No.
No,
You never heard of something like that before.
no.
So as you get older, you get more brittle. If you're 26, we'll just use that age. If you're 26 and you fall and break your hip, you're probably gonna recover. You're more than likely not gonna die. But if you're 80 and you fall and break your hip, that could be death. That could be a death sentence. Majority of people, that is a death sentence. You fall and break something, it's over with for you. That's all I'm trying to say. From a
It's more
scientific perspective,
80-year-olds with hip replacements though. So
Or some got bone diseases, joint diseases. So yeah.
And I feel like a lot of this
y'all
is just
trying to throw these
stereotypical.
His point was simply of the fact of when you get older, the risk gets higher based off the situation of if you broke a bone when you're younger, you're gonna recover faster. In most cases, compared to your 80-year-old counterpart, you can put yourself at the age of 14. Everybody here, when we were 14, we did something, we got hurt. We recovered much faster than our 30-year-old selves who get that same type of injury.
Hell, look at COVID.
I can talk for me and my wife. We went on a date. She fell. She thought she was all right. But when we got home and I had to wrap up her leg, she could barely move that leg for a couple of days. She did that when she was younger. She thought back to her younger self and was like, I'm all right. But when she settled down, her body caught up with her. She was like, oh no. The body said no. So we can say all day what we think, how we feel, but yet our bodies control us way more than how we feel. And the higher we go in age, the more risk. That's why even for men, we have to go and get more testing around certain things in our health, because as we get older, we become higher risk.
Booty holes don't work.
Yeah.
Cold and prostate.
We about to reel this shit in. This going
No, it's being real. She being real. But that's the point. That's our point as well. As we get older, there are factors that we can't control that is going to happen.
Your value depreciates as you get older. That's what you and Tyler are telling us about men.
What?
That's what it sounds like to me. He's saying that the value does depreciate with age because he's saying, things can't happen as you get older.
After 35.
I just use that as an easy age point.
Right.
Okay.
No orgasms.
See what y'all doing?
We can't
Y'all
do
are
nothing.
see, this is the thing. You're taking it personal. This is not personal. We say
No,
it's not taking it personal.
We're not taking it
Wait a
personal.
minute.
you're trying to. So this is my thing. You're trying to argue with my. I use the scientific fact.
You can't use science. Science is not a woman. We are women. Forget
Jesus
science.
Christ.
Now listen.
Okay, goddamn it, the earth is flat, goddamn it. The earth is motherfucking flat. You just told me I can't use no goddamn science because the earth is the earth.
So Tyler, let me ask you a question.
Oh,
Tyler.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to give y'all a sign. I'm trying to tell you how science views things. Now, science isn't always exact, but it is close. When we look at something like that, it's pretty close. I'm not telling a lot. Like I said, you can count on one hand how many women are having babies by after 60, 70 years old. That shit is not normal. We don't like. I'm just telling you how it is.
Not normal now, especially. That's the point that he's trying to make. Like you said, my love, science is not a woman. So listen to a woman. Yet science science, and think about it. You build your money. Your math still works. No matter how old you get, math works. Science is applicable, but there are some exceptions to the rule. And it's based off your genetic makeup. It's based off your cultural genetics. A lot of things do factor into how you might become an exception. Yet and still, the reason they can have scientific facts on it is because over a large pool of people, it's normality here that can be stated. So
God damn it, y'all got me about to pull out the Deuce and Coke. Boy, I'll tell you what.
So that's the thing. We're not trying to argue the exceptions. Y'all are bringing the exceptions. We're bringing the scientific fact, and they're colliding with each other.
Yes, you are a woman, so you have a bias. Science has no bias in what's going on. It's going to tell you the numbers, and the numbers are the numbers. Regardless of what you say, the numbers are the numbers. You can go to the CDC. You can is the CDC? I can't remember. But all these numbers can be verified. You can literally look it up.
You don't need the numbers.
We really don't. 40% of scientists believe that Black people's skin is thicker than white people's skin. Does that make that true?
No.
Oh God. God damn it. Y'all just going to keep.
Because when it's a woman's perspective, you see it as bringing in the exceptions. When it's Black and it applies to you, then it's different.
About fucking science. Fucking science. Nigga, I wasted all my time in class for science. I'm disappointed. For what? God damn it. So we can't use math.
We can't use math. We can't use math. Everything is.
You gotta get to the next question. We gotta
use percentage. Let's go back. What can we use? I can only use what y'all are telling me. That's all I can use. Jesus Christ. Boy, I tell you what. I tell you motherfucker what.
Hey,
that don't make no goddamn sense at all. So wait, are y'all vaccinated? Have any of y'all gotten any vaccinations ever?
Huh?
Ever?
Have any of y'all ever been vaccinated? Any vaccination?
Yes.
Where do you think that fucking came from? Science, goddammit. Fucking
that doesn't make it real or
do science.
Our parents made us do
Hell no, that don't make no goddamn sense.
The school system made me do
the school system, exactly.
A lot of that was created from mathematicians and scientists. Where do you think your book came from?
Is there mute?
But a lot of those vaccines are causing us problems now as adults.
Not a lot. So
autism.
So the thing, the risk factor. Look at polio. Look at they just came. I just was looking at the news the other day as far as
I'm sorry, it's time for a commercial break.
Jesus Christ. No. Everybody go pee. Everybody go pee.
I was just kidding. I just want you to stop talking.
Okay.
No, fuck that. I'm gonna keep talking, goddammit.
I'm gonna say one thing and then we're gonna move on to the next question. I'm trying to say one
polio. I'm done.
So I thought that was a rapper.
With the current coronavirus outbreak, the year that we all dealt with. The last year we all dealt with. Science was incorrect. To Jasmine's perspective, science was incorrect so many times, but they kept trying to update.
He called you babe and honey and all that. So
to both Jasmine. To both Jasmines. Science was incorrect, yet they were constantly trying to update it and get it as accurate as possible because
I need a cigarette.
Would you at the time period of when New York was the epicenter of the coronavirus, would you say, I don't give a damn about what they saying about the science behind it and go to New York, like purposely go to New York, knowing that New York and Chicago and those areas was the worst part in the no, come on, let me finish. Would you actually go there, knowing the fact
Next question.
Okay, the point of the because this is gonna fall into other questions. That's why I'm saying.
You know, Evan, before
we can say that for another
I'm the
episode.
virus. As being the virus, let me tell you something. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay?
Exactly.
I just want to know. As being the virus, you see my name now. You see my name is virus. My name is the virus. I tell you, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not a virus.
Exactly. You don't know what you're talking about, son.
You don't know how I spread. You don't know how I spread.
Okay, so okay, that's all the point that was trying to make, because yeah, science has some flaws, yet we do care about it, because I doubt any of us would have went to New York and Chicago last year, especially during the time periods, especially as they talked about the numbers, especially of the body counts you got to see because of it.
Evan, I want to correct you. As the virus, I want to tell you that was the United States government that killed those people. It was not me. Coronavirus, it was not me. It was the government. I'm gonna tell you that. You can trust me because I'm the virus.
But even so, we're talking about a virus that popped up versus man and woman who have been here forever. You're talking about the science behind a virus. We're talking about the science behind a gender of people.
Yes, that they have had a longer time period to do a lot of studies
and are still getting it
There's
wrong.
like 7 genders now. I mean, these new genders you don't even know anything about.
Especially when it comes to a black woman anyway, they still get
yes, girl, say that. Yes.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be a minotaur now, so you know, because if we just making shit up, I just feel like I want to do what I always wanted to do. I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna grow hooves.
Next question.
We're gonna get to the next question. We're gonna do 2 more questions. Well, 1 more question, and that's it.
Oh, we got all these questions.
We had
Augustus did cut them short.
Yeah, I'm cutting some of this short because again, we'll be here all night.
You goddamn right.
Might as well make it a part 2.
Well, shit, if we do another part 2, I don't know.
I don't think Augustus want to do it.
I should have I should have been Mother Nature. Then I could have told y'all.
Okay. I'm gonna ask a question. Hey, Augustus, since we only gonna ask one of them, we got plenty of them. I ask
question.
No, you know what, Augustus? We can make this as long as we like, because we can just cut all this dumbass shit that they talking about out, and we can just keep us in here. You know what I'm saying?
Mother Nature doesn't have a penis. I just want you to know that.
To the question.
She sure does not.
No.
Okay, let's go to the question.
Okay.
Let's go to the question.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I pick it? Can I pick it? Because I got some of the questions I sent you.
Okay, go.
Okay. Do you believe? I'm kind of gonna blend 2 of these into one. Does education / status contribute to the selection pool for men and women? And currently today, do you truly feel men are starting to become replaceable in the mind?
Carla?
Wait.
If you
men been replaceable. I mean, shit, as long as they got double D batteries, motherfucking men's replaceable.
You're not a woman.
But he really took the words out of my mouth.
That's what she was. The smile told me exactly what she was going to say. Like, I can look at her when she smiled. I already knew what she was thinking. I just wanted to go ahead and say it. But y'all go ahead.
So do I need to read the question again?
Yes.
Okay. Does education / status contribute to the selection pool for men and women? And are men becoming replaceable?
We need 1 question, not 2. One
well,
question.
on it then.
They're tied to each other, and we
They're
can't,
not.
we can't go any farther. Big A want to cut this off, so I'm trying to.
To me, it depends on where the man wants to be. Far as to me, like I want to own my own businesses someday. I don't want to be with a man that doesn't want to hold his own. He want to work for someone else for the rest of his life. He don't want to generate income in his sleep. So why would I want to be with someone who wants to just go home, go to work, and come home and just lay around all day and play the video game versus getting up and going to board meetings and stuff like that?
Okay.
But
Now-
what if
Let all the women talk. Let all the women talk before we go in. Yeah.
So I agree a little bit, Sierra. Like I do own my own business, and my husband has a job where he works, for other people. And I do believe that, a power couple, should be on the same page with that. You know what I'm saying? Like you not gonna want to work a 9 to 5, and he's not gonna understand. You got to be gone all the time. You got to do all these other things. As far as whether or not the men are becoming, replaceable, I'm gonna just be honest. Men are making themselves replaceable. Like y'all are acting, not y'all, you know what I'm saying, but people, in general, yes. When y'all get with women, y'all act like y'all don't know how to act. You don't know what to do. You want a good woman, but then like you make us make all the decisions. We have to do everything. You don't want the masculine woman of do this, do that, da da da. But then when we ask you guys something, it's, oh, I don't care. Whatever you want to do, you pick, you decide. And for most times that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But for a lot of women, that makes us feel like you guys are not masculine.
You don't care.
Like we gotta. It's basically like another child. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta tell you what to do and tell you how to do. I feel like men are making themselves, replaceable.
I agree with that.
I agree with that as well. And as a single woman, that's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I don't have any kids, and my choice, God's choice, whatever. I don't want nobody else's child either. And especially if you're 30 something, 40 something years old and you can't make a decision for yourself, that's tiring. And sometimes I want you to just plan something. It could be something as simple as a picnic, take me to the movies. Well, not now, but something so simple. I thought about you and I did this for you. It shouldn't be something that we have to tell men all the time. Yeah, they can be, people can only be replaced if they want to be replaced, because everybody can be replaceable by somebody that's giving me value. That's your word. But you have to also, my time is the most valuable thing that I can give you, because this virus has taught us we may not have tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The people that we talk to daily, they could be gone like that. So why am I going to waste my time building something with somebody that don't want to give me any energy back? Because I'm going to give you the same energy that you're giving me back. We're going to work together on this. I do not have the drive or motivation to be a business owner. And I've been with UPS for 20 plus years, and I love my job and I love the people that I work for, but I'm not a leader and I'm definitely not a follower. I'm a supporter of good leadership, and I want a husband that understands that I'm going to support you in whatever you want to do, as long as it's taking us both to a positive level. But if you don't want to do that, then we don't have the same morals and values if it comes to that. Because if you just want to sit there and play your game and cheat and do whatever, well, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're not going together. You want to do your thing, I want to do my thing, then we're going to be separated. So men got to understand that just like women have value, they have to have value on themselves, because they selling themselves short. Because you've been with this woman for 10 years, but then you don't want to marry her. Why not? Why would you waste your time and hers too? Yes, Virus.
You said a word right there. Hey, for one, you shouldn't be with no woman. You shouldn't allow a man to be with you for fucking 10 years and not marry you. Because that's ridiculous. That don't even make no damn sense. You know, within about 6 months to a year or two, you want to marry somebody. That's every man. That's every man. If you can't make a commitment until then, I don't know. Then that's not it. And I think women need to realize that too. It don't take 5 years to make no commitment.
I think
Right.
everybody on this panel knows a woman or a couple that
Oh, yeah.
has been together for 10 plus years. You're like, why y'all?
Well,
Oh, I
yeah,
thought
that's
y'all was married. Girl, you can't go in the room with him. COVID
I
has
mean,
taught
I
us
feel like
I need that paperwork because I can't go in there because I'm just your girlfriend. I don't have, and a lot of men don't want to, they don't want to have that commitment of, well, why do we need that piece of paper? Because the law says I can't do nothing without your last name. I can't do anything with your signature. So you trying to make it more of, I don't want to get into that commitment, but then do you value me as your significant other then if that's the case?
And then most people who are like that, once they break up, they meet somebody else 2 months
Right
and
then.
6 months down the line, they get married.
Mm-hmm.
So why waste your
Mhm.
time being in a 10-year relationship with somebody and then 2 months and 6 months you can be married to somebody else?
people get comfortable.
I ain't got time to get comfortable when I'm still growing. It's
But
too much
Sierra,
out
I
here
have
in
a
this
very nice
world
couch.
to
I
get
have a
comfortable
very,
in.
very nice couch. It
I
don't, I
mean,
guess. It's very nice.
my wife, do you have anything to say before the guys start speaking?
No, I agree with the virus and the monitor and Carla. I agree.
Okay. For that one, I agree with y'all about the guys who don't have the motivation. They don't have the motivation, things of that nature. Yet, to a certain degree, for like Youngblood, you have your own business, your man works. He's happy with it, then he's happy with it. You're happy with what you're doing, he happy with what he's doing. If that's how y'all worked it out and y'all agreed upon, that's that's good. That's good enough. Uh, when it comes down to our men being replaceable, I agree from the aspect of what you said. Men don't lead. That kind of starts back to the beginning half of me saying I failed because I wasn't leading. Because as men, we're taught to cater to the woman, but not lead the woman. Give her what she wants, but don't decide for her. Especially in the black community, because of the fact that when we start to speak for the woman, we did that just that last question. We were saying scientific, y'all fought back saying as black women, as women, this, and that. When we speak for you all, we get comeback. So we are taught to cater to, but also you want a man that leads and plans and makes you feel special, requires for him to be in that leadership role. And yeah, a lot of men are making themselves replaceable because they don't have that trait and they don't know that fact. And they need to be taught that as well. Because you can have a good relationship, two people that love each other, and neither one of y'all lead. Or both people keep changing pants to lead. I promise that household is gonna get chaotic because y'all gonna clash on ideas. If y'all both wearing the pants, y'all both gonna clash. I mean, there's gonna be a point in which you're not gonna be okay with that other person leading because y'all haven't established this is how we see each other. This is what we gonna do. Like the whole thing is communication, establishing, understanding. Women don't want a grown child. That's the best way to describe it, a grown child. I do love the fact that two of y'all kept talking about video games, which is funny because all three of us on the panel play video games. But y'all catered that to a childish trait, just to say. But I'm gonna disregard that.
I'm
I
not.
just
Take it personal.
I want to bring
Don't
that
take it
up
personal.
because
Yeah, don't take it personal.
No, let's push a pause on it. We're not saying that it's not okay for y'all to play video games. I know this is a way that most guys like to wind down and enjoy their day, but 24 hours on the game, you don't want to get up and go to work and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
At least most guys, they use that as a do podcasts and stuff, you know, do the live streaming and stuff, and make money from it. I understand that. That's fine.
But
But
if
if you
that's
don't
all
want to
you
do
do,
nothing else to continue to help build the relationship, then I don't want to be with a adult child.
So in other words, you're saying, let me make sure I understand.
What's up?
I want to make sure I understood.
Well, that makes me want to lead into the question, what do women value in men? Because I know a lot of y'all was talking about you want a man who can lead, but my question to you is, what happens when the man does try to lead in his pullback? Because you said you want a man who got initiative and lead, but what happens when he is trying to lead but is met with resistance? What do you expect us to do? Because my thing is this, if I say, babe, I got a new job opportunity, we finna move to Texas, move to Atlanta. Your job might be, it brings some income, but it might not be as much as the new job opportunity. But you like, nah, I don't want to move. And there's conflict, but I'm trying to lead us to something better, and I'm trying to be what you need me to be and want me to be.
but would you
But
come
you gotta
to
consider her feelings and everything she gotta.
But
Right, because you didn't ask. You said I got a new job.
We
and we're
finna leave.
moving. Yeah.
yeah.
but I'm just saying, in the
Did you
sense
make
that,
preparations for this move for her? So when she transitioned to that move, that she could be comfortable with, not just up and move her whole life. It then had her scratched out because she feel like she been led blindly into the
Right.
situation.
Yeah, that's a whole couple of conversations.
Okay, that's my
before
question.
you move.
Do you want us to lead in with your agreement? And I understand you want to have some agreement, but some of y'all said you don't want to have to tell a man what to do. That's why my question is like, okay, you saying you don't, what do you mean when you say you don't want to
Can
have
you make it a
But that's
smaller
saying you
thing
don't
than
want a
moving?
division in
Yeah,
your
moving
marriage.
is huge.
Yeah,
Y'all
You
got
don't
some
want a
gonna change
excuses
your
on
whole
y'all
division in
life
your
plate right
marriage
now, boy.
because
Let
you
me
want to
tell you.
uproot her life without
yeah.
making her comfortable with the switch.
Right. We talking about we want you to decide on dinner, not move us across the
But
country.
if I'm explaining to you in the sense, babe, this move is gonna put us
Okay,
in the lifestyle that we want. And
Augustus, a move is so big.
I know.
What about buying a car? Buying a
Is
car.
you
Let's do that.
is you being considered?
Car's a big thing.
You want her
So-
to be a
It's a
stay-at-home wife,
Time out.
or do you
So
want her to still be a working wife?
I'm
But it
glad
really
you
ain't
asked
about what
that.
he wants for her. It's about what she wants for herself.
Right? Do she want
I'm-
to be a stay-at-home wife, or do she want to be a working wife?
And then
I'm
you
glad
keep
you
coming
asked
at it
that.
like
Wanna
you
be a
talking at
stay-at-home
her,
wife,
but
then
you're not
it would've
asking
been
her
okay
anything.
for
But this is
Okay,
just my
but-
example of what I was saying. When a man tries to lead and say, okay, this is the direction that we're trying to go, what's with the resistance? Because y'all just said
Because
I ain't saying
At the end of the day,
y'all
it's
wanna-
all about communicating with your wife
and how
having
you
that clear
say it.
understanding about how it can balance out for the both of y'all.
I understand that, but I'm just saying y'all said it yourself. You don't want a man, you have to tell some. Like my thing is sometimes we don't know what you want. Prime example, when it comes to like
Moving
That's
across the
what the
country ain't what we
communication
want.
let
comes
him
in.
speak. Let him speak. Let him speak.
like I said, just like prime example, if we be like, okay, well, like you said, you don't want to tell a man what to do. And that's what that kind of threw me for a loop, because it's like, okay, well, what do y'all expect us to do?
Okay, so when we say we don't want to tell a man what to do, I don't want to have to tell you to take the trash out. I don't want to have to tell you to put the seat down. I don't want to have to tell you that these dishes been in here for 2 days. I've been working for 12 hours. I shouldn't have to tell you to do that. Now, we do need to have a conversation. You talking about we finna move. Hey, hold up. We finna move. Why we finna move? That's a big thing before you talk.
Like Carla's saying, like, first of all, you were offered a position. Okay, so between offering and taking, what was your conversation with me?
Right.
Like, you were offered it, you thought about it, you took it. Me, us, we. Where was I in that whole process?
It's not gas. You can't just let it go like it didn't happen. You get to have a whole conversation with somebody. You're trying to move somebody out of their whole life and move it over here.
Right. And there's a difference
Just
between
because
leading
it's gonna
and
be a better
dragging.
life, you still gotta have that open communication line, so you both can find that balance within each other to make that final decision before you take
So,
that offer.
So I understand what you're saying, Augustus, to an extent. And then my comment is, you've been working 12 hours. What's another 20 minutes to wash the dishes? You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see what the problem is that.
Where's your
But
wife?
You got
I'm
it,
just
brother.
like,
Hey, my money is
she's not
single. He
here
got to
for
be
you.
single.
Because she's there. She's not wanting to be there. No, she couldn't be. No.
I told you she got to get to the police first.
He was joking. He was
I
joking
know
on
he's
that.
joking.
I can tell you being
Let me
sarcastic.
hold on. You said where she at? Let me get my monitor. Let me check. Let me see where she at. Let me check my cameras.
Girl, blink twice if you need help.
Bro,
I will
She can't
come.
blink. I told her to keep her eyes open. She don't blink.
So yeah.
No, but seriously, on a serious note, like I see what Augustus is saying. So like I've already had this conversation with my wife. Like if she got like a really good job, she knows where I'd want to move. We've on the same wavelength.
And
If
how
she got
long
like a
ago
really
have
good-
y'all had this conversation?
Huh?
How long ago have you had this conversation? It's preparation. It's
we
not
talk about
something
this
that
all
you
the
just
time.
gonna
We
come
talk
home and say we moving.
Oh yeah, of course. We talk about things like this all the time because so if we already know there's a certain number. If so, for instance, if I wanted to move, she already know if I accept something, I ain't accepting. There's a number I'm getting to. It's going to be a large number for me to want to move. So she already will have known. That's the number we get into, and we can figure it out. But first, we're gonna talk about it and see, can you work remote? Luckily, my job's pretty chill. I can work remote pretty much anywhere. So if she ever found a job, I don't care. Let's move. As long as we're moving to a major city, I can care less. It don't matter where it is. I can just ask my job and I can move. So from my
Y'all have
perspective, I
had
don't
that
care.
communication set already. Every man and woman in a good relationship understands we have to have talked about this. We give each other scenarios to understand. I can't just bring this to my significant other and just go with whatever, because I know how she gonna react, or I know how he's gonna react. She gonna pop off and I say, pack your stuff up, let's go. Nobody's
If the
doing
feds
it.
ain't come behind me for us to pack up our stuff to go, then
Right.
no, we ain't just gonna do
We
our
ain't
life.
just gonna
Hey,
get
all
up.
I'm saying is you'll change your mind when you see that 4,000 square foot house and them 6 bathrooms and 7 bedrooms. That's all I'm saying. People have a change of heart.
Mentally, it can take a toll on the woman.
What's getting put in my account monthly then? Because
I mean, we can discuss that. I mean, what you need?
okay, well then as long as
Okay,
See,
that's a lot of
you see what I'm
decent.
saying? You see how the conversation the more you're able to give, the easier the conversation becomes. That's just how I look at it. I look at it as I'm a provider. If my wife's lost her job over the past couple years, a couple different times, but you know what? It's always gonna be steady. I'm gonna always be a rock. Regardless, she already know I always got us.
oh, that's
I
why you
always
talk
know.
like that. Okay,
You said what?
that's why you talk like that. Okay,
Yeah,
She probably got the broomstick raining on him later.
yeah.
I think he was. We are speaking about the situation from. I think to a certain degree, Tyler, myself, and Augustus are talking from the perspective of men that are doing the most and providing as much as they can for their families, which y'all are also talking about the men who ain't really doing nothing, is either providing the same or lower, and then trying to tell you what to do. You ain't brought nothing to say nothing to nobody.
Let me see if I
First
can
off,
help
if
you
you're even
guys.
entertaining a man that don't do shit, that's on you. I'm sorry. You should know pretty quickly if a
Wait
motherfucker
a
has a
minute.
job or is doing
Augustus,
something for themselves.
I think I can help Augustus in his question. He was saying a man is leading in the relationship. He's showing you he's leading, and there's pushback. Okay, as simple as I miss my short hair. During the engagement period, Evan hated it. He asked me to grow my hair. Like Carla said, it's the way you ask. Youngblood is like y'all said, it's the way a man acts, the way he words the things to us. He was like, because I asked him, I said, you don't like my hair, do it? He said, babe, I really don't. I'm used to dating women with longer hair. Now, I loved it. I thought I was the queen of the world. You couldn't tell me nothing. Yet, in our relationship, I'm willing to compromise. In that aspect, he's showing leadership. So I'm going to grow my hair out. Now, my response was, okay, I will grow my hair out. You have one option, basically. I don't wear wigs. I don't like weave. I will get locks. He said, that's fine. I'll take locks because your hair will be longer than mine. So is that what y'all mean by, is that what you were saying, Augustus, that a man is leading and a woman kind of giving pushback or not?
Well, I was just saying in the sense of, you know, like y'all was saying, you don't want to have to tell a man what to do. Now, I understand like taking out the trash and shit. I always take out the trash, you know, stuff like that. But that stuff, you know, I've learned, you know, my mom raised.
You don't get Brittany to take out the trash. What you doing over there?
Tyler.
You're not gonna get me fucking shot, Tyler.
I'm trying to get you shot instead of me, because then I can be like, baby, Brittany, take out the trash. You can take it out too sometimes.
I have a question. And okay, so as all three of you men are married, and you say, well, how could y'all entertain a man that doesn't value you and doesn't treat you this way? How many of y'all have friends that you know don't value the women that they're with?
Well,
but you're still friends with them.
Me and Tyler personally know one dude, and we no longer really associate with him. So
I don't have any friends.
Bingo, and I already know, we both know who you talking about. We cut him off.
I know who I'm talking about too. But in the sense of, because like I said, one thing about them two that I respect and love, and I consider them brothers, is that yes, we have our fun time. We be doing crazy shit, but they solid men. They got morals about themselves, and they just not finna do anything. And you know, I respect that, because I kind of hold myself up as I try to be a solid man. Am I a perfect man? No, I don't claim to be. I'm far from perfect.
I am. Whatever.
It's so stupid.
It's not science either, Gus. It's not science.
But how you feel? Me personally, I just can't. I can't rock with. Now, if you a player and you just, messing around with women, cool. I can be friends with it. I don't understand it because I don't do it. But a man who just ain't doing right by his woman or treating like shit, especially if she a good woman, and I ain't gonna say if she a bad woman, but if she a bad woman, just leave her ass alone. But if she got a solid woman standing by you and you doing shit to just mistreat her, I can't rock with it. Because I see the value in that woman. I see that's a good fucking woman. And if you don't appreciate the value, you a stupid motherfucker, in my opinion. You a foolish man, because at the end of the day, any man that's got some fucking sense, you want a good thing. You want a good thing. You want something that's special, something that's real, something that's yours. Now, again, as men, when we know certain things or see certain things, that does diminish the value in certain things, in certain aspects. That's why I say, it ain't never to be judgmental or be disrespectful, but as men, do I want a woman who got 100 different men, or she got some? No, not really, because I ain't got that kind of sexual past. But some shit you can't overlook, and some shit you have to overlook. But
I don't know if I can overlook 3,000 dicks, Augustus. I'm just saying.
I mean, but if you don't ask, you're not gonna know anyway.
That's like a couple miles worth. That's a lot of miles with the penis.
But why are you asking?
And I don't think any man should be out here sleeping. So I have a friend that's like that. So I have a friend that he has two children by the same woman, but he's like a fucking man whore. Like, I swear to God, man, it's literally always on. He's like a fucking a trophy hunter. He's always on the hunt for women. But I can respect him because I see how he treats his baby mama, and he takes care of his kids like I damn near better not take care of my kid. He's a man. He's a hunter, but at the end of the day, he's still a good dude, because the one thing he's not going to disrespect his baby mama or ex or whatever.
He's disrespecting her by sleeping with other women.
Well, he's not with her. He's not together.
Oh, they're not. Then how does that make him a good man if he's causing all these emotional issues with all these women?
He's breaking all these hearts and all.
He's not breaking. No, so he's not breaking hearts either. He's not dating these women. He's going through his whole phase, or whatever y'all call it. Right? Is that not?
But most men have a tendency to say a dream.
See how I brought it back?
Men don't have whole phases; they just hoes.
Just let him go. Let him go. Let him just finish what he was trying to say.
All right, I'll let y'all live this time. I'll let y'all live, because Pastor Evan told me to.
Now, actually, I said you continue, but hey,
I know. I'm just messing. But
yeah,
I'm gonna treat you. I'm gonna look at you. How do you treat your spouse or baby mama or whatever, whatever your significant other, however they are, and how do you treat your kids? Those are the most important things. I'm luckily enough. I've a lot of my friends I went to high school and college with. The majority of them, they're kind of like me. Like either they have a wife or they have a wife and kids. They respect their spouse. I don't really have any friends that are disrespectful to their spouse. I mean, I had a friend in college that I didn't agree with how he did things. I told him how he should not have done things, and he did it anyway. And I cut him off. That's the last instance I've had, and that's 10 years ago. That's the last instance I've had of somebody that I really associate myself with. I felt like was disrespectful or didn't care for what they had in their life. So other than that, I can honestly say, I mean, I don't really rock with that many people like that anyway, but the people I have, I don't associate myself with people that I think are disrespectful or derogatory towards anybody that's in their life, because why would you? I mean, I feel like I shouldn't associate myself with that type of person.
and
That's just how
Because
I
you
am.
value yourself.
yeah,
I do. I do.
Basically, the people, the posse you keep is part of how you value yourself. If you keep people around you like that, even if you might be the good one, there's some aspect of you that admires their lifestyle, which is why you keep them around. So, yeah, I don't have any. Um, really, I don't have any. I had a roommate that had issues, yet I joke with him now because he literally has been with this one girl for the longest time period that I can think of. And I'm like, I mess with him when I talk to him because I'm like, bro, you still with her? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh snap, y'all been together for at least 4 years now. Longest lasting relationship that I know you've been through. I'm proud of you. Are y'all thinking about getting married and things of that nature? I mess with them like that, but no. And to a certain point, that whole pushback, I know, I know of one, and my wife knows who I'm talking about. I know of one person that is actually a family member to me who has the ability to provide and do anything for a woman. He has ample. He's younger than me. He has ample. Like this dude makes 300,000 plus, and he can provide for any woman. He's only thing he asks for is her to be able to keep peace and not go back and forth all the time. He doesn't expect her to have a lot of money. He doesn't expect to have a lot of wealth. He don't expect any of that. He's just saying, hey, can I have conversations with you? Can we have fun? And can we keep the peace? And he's out here dating. He's not married. And he's having the hardest of times to finding that due to the fact that he stated his small requirements. And he still get pushback on things that he's trying to do. He's trying to provide and lead and do things for people and abuse it.
How old is he?
He is gonna be 30, so he's gonna be 28.
And then what is his definition?
Oh, I see you on the hunt. I see you on the hunt down there. She said, how old is he?
He's 20. What did you say, Miss Youngblood?
Sex the question.
What is his definition of peace?
Definition.
Look like you about to put some lip gloss on.
His definition of peace is they're able to communicate about things and not it's her way or the highway. Because a lot of women, let's be real, a lot of women have that mentality of it's her way until you start this. My wife pointed at her, it's her way or the highway, and we go into having those conversations. We realize that, so we have those conversations with you, and we become accustomed to talking to you all the time because it's you already gave off that persona. It's your way or the highway. So everything turns into let me have a conversation with you. And then eventually you get tired of having to ultimately make the decision because you started it off saying your way or the highway. So he's now catered to your needs and started saying, okay, let's have every conversation. And you know what? He's not really a leader at that point because he's complying to what you want. And if it's not what you want, he's not gonna do it. Then you're gonna get tired of him. You're gonna get bored of him, and you're gonna turn back around and still say he's not a leader, even though he could have led. You came with the persona of your way or the highway. So he compromised and he compromised and he compromised until you got tired of him because now he got comfortable coming to you. That's what you wanted. That's what you put out there. So that's what he gave you. And now it's a problem after a period of time. So back to what Augustus was saying about the leading versus being told what to do. There is an aspect that we have to pay attention to. That very strong mentality of you ain't gonna tell me what to do. We got to talk about everything. And then when we talk about it, you get tired of hearing me wait for you to agree. Because that's what it turns into. I'll use one prime example. Me and my wife. We had a conversation about moving. And when we talked about moving, we said she wanted to help me out on the bill. I paid 95% of the bills since we've been married. She said she wanted to help me on the bill. So I thought about the bills that I can give. I said, I'm not going to give the internet bill because of the fact that I deal with the technology all the time. I need full access at all times to that.
He's trying to block that he be on Pornhub. That's all.
What's that?
She said,
"What you say?"
She said, "I'll be on Pornhub." I'll tell you about that, baby. So no.
Oh, hey, by the way, Kevin, if you need somebody to renegotiate your contract about the percentages, let me know. I'll help you out. But go ahead.
Okay. So that was, I said no, not the internet bill. I said, you know what? The insurance. I will get that to you yet because I've been paying on my insurance policy since I've been 18. I got a deal for being a member for so long. If I can't give you my policy, they will open a new policy for you, so that bill will go up. So that's not even smart to do. You're going to be paying higher on a bill that we could keep it lower. So I said to her while we were on the phone, hey, I can give you the utility bill. Her response back to me was,
you can't tell me what bill I'm going to take.
He said, you are not going to tell me what bill I'm going to take. And I said, my apologies. I was just telling you which bill I can give to you, but we'll discuss it when we get home. Got home, talked about it, and I said, babe, I was just letting you know which one I can offer to you. And she said, we went through that back and forth. And then ultimately, I told her, I said, babe, if you don't take this bill, it don't matter. It's still going to get paid because I've been paying the bills. I was actually coming to you and letting you know because you asked me. So I told you, and then you told me back that we got to talk about it anyway. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I was leading, but I couldn't have just babe, I can give you the utility bill. I didn't say you have to pay the utility bill. I can give you the utility bill. Then pushback came. No, you can't tell me. I didn't tell you. I just offered. That's the one I offered. Exactly. So, and that's what we're talking about, pushback. Sometimes it's not even what we're leading. We're trying to do, and we discuss things, and we're trying to communicate, but how you took it was, I'm telling you what to do. So you push back on us in comparison of realizing that we're not telling you to do anything. We're just trying to communicate with you. but it happens more often than people want to speak about. The pushback from a woman, and then that's how you end up with, sad to say, beta males who just cater to women at that point because they always have to deal with the pushback. You get tired of it.
Or they go to white women.
Or they go to white women. They get tired of constantly fighting in a conversation when it's not meant to be a fight.
All we wanted was the trash taken out and the dishes washed. That's all we wanted. But now you
Well,
need
that's
us
not
to-
all, but that's what we're gonna say right now.
Well, do it yourself then.
So
that's how the show Snap came about.
Hey, my wife watches that all the time. So if I ever come up missing, y'all
She
know
getting
who did it.
ideas. You better watch out.
I know. But you know what, Evan?
Huh?
I understand what you're saying. And I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish. I'll say my comment. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, it's fine. I just told my sister she went through she battled me with this same conversation, and it boiled down to me saying to her, the man you were with was not a leader. He failed you as a leader the entire time. You put up with a failure of a man, and because you try to look at it from the perspective of a woman, of trying to keep a family together, because you try to look at it from that perspective, you refuse to accept that he was failing in his role. And that's something that any of us could have looked at him and told you, yes, that's what he's doing. But also, my sister still pushed back on me when I told her, gave her some heads up, because he was like, it could work out. It could change. A man is telling you about another man who's continuously failed you, yet you're pushing me back. Then after a while, I'm going to stop having this conversation and let you figure out because of life.
Remember, if somebody tells you who they are, believe them.
But when you put love into
some men,
they'll
patch it up for a second just so they can win you over and then go back to their old trifling behaviors.
So
I think that people can change.
Yeah, but
they said they really truly want to.
I believe that too. I believe people can change too, but you ain't gonna be changing on my watch. You better get your shit together. You better come. You already already have to have your shit together.
So love with exceptions. Okay.
No, there ain't no exceptions. But you better. But if I'm gonna come in whole, you need to come in whole. That's how I feel. I'm not. So, baby.
No.
Ain't that right, baby? Ain't it comply? It's comply now, right? No? Okay, well.
She closed the door.
Whitney said she ain't got no time for this fuckery.
Basically.
Exactly.
Me and my wife on here, we've had plenty of conversations. There's a lot of conversations that we agree to disagree, personal feelings perspective. Mm-hmm. But when we talk about it from like the greater view of how the world is, we come to understand that, yeah, like the whole thing about your body is your body type thing. Yet, certain things I say, she disagrees from a female perspective, but overall, yeah, she does agree. Sometimes she says things to me about males. I personally don't feel that way, but overall, I do agree because it's true. It's true for the majority. So that's all everything boils down to. It's like some of the facts that women talk about men, that's true. For majority, that's true. But the same thing, when men start talking about the facts of a woman, it's true. Majority is true. Now, you might not agree, personally feeling, but it's true because we seen it. We dealt with it. Y'all personally deal with it, but we deal with it from the outside and how it's not perceived, but how it's given to us, how it's pushed onto us, and how we have to accept it. And we don't like it. But if I deal with 100 different women and 180 of them treat me in a similar way, I'm gonna think that all the women are like that. The majority of my experiences has been
Is
something
that
of a
science again?
no. I'm saying for every person,
Hypothetical.
hypothetical, every man that you dealt with was an ain't shit man. You're gonna believe that there is good men still out there, but most times when you interact with the next man, you're gonna treat him as though he's gonna have trace of an ain't shit man. Even if he's a good man and say something similar to the ain't shit man, you're gonna treat him the same. The moment the words leave his mouth, he can be a great man. The words leave his mouth, and you think about that ain't shit man that said the same thing. My wife has said it to me. Immediately, the mind says they run in the same group.
But
They
can't they
run
be
in the
same as
same.
vice versa though?
Yeah, vice versa. We accept the issues of women and what they go through and how they say things to us. We understand, but we're not often able to vocalize it back to women and be heard. You listen to us, but you don't hear us. That's pretty much where I'm coming from. We can
Well,
Okay.
well, I would definitely say that this is definitely gonna be another table talk event. We're gonna have to split it up and probably do another part two. I don't know if that's something y'all committed or want to do for next week or maybe in the future, but I think we definitely will need to pick it back up on this and dive in a little deeper. So we're
Shut
gonna
up, Augustus. We're gonna keep going. I don't know who you talking to.
Can we get some single men?
we'll
See,
have
I don't really have any single friends.
Nobody asked you, Virus.
I got a single
He's
friend
the
that I
trash
love to
man
chime
now.
in on this.
I can find I got a few partners that's probably single, not married, but probably got a girlfriend or whatever. But
Or just
Nah, that
single,
nigga's
because
gay.
I know one
I can
that we
try.
know personally that you add to
I can try for two people.
yeah, I think I can get some more fellas. That way we can do it. But we're gonna just close out the show. We always like to close out with some recommendations. So if you ladies have any recommendations, this could be TV shows, music, books, whatever. This is your
I
turn.
got a book.
Ladies first.
I'm sorry, I don't remember the author of the book. Yet the name of the book is Sorry Ass Man. And she basically went through all of the sorry ass men in her life, starting with her biological father, all the way to the current guy she's dating. It's a wonderful book and it is on Amazon. Check it out.
Okay, thank you, Miss Savage, for the Savage book recommendation. Ladies, any other ladies got any recommendations?
Well, if you're looking for something to help your hair grow back healthy and repair any bald spots or damage you have, I sell natural hair care products. You can find them at iamnaturalcare.com.
Don't plug your business like that. That's my job. I was gonna recommend you at the end.
Now, see, when I was on this show last time, I didn't recommend my business, and you was like, "That's what you were supposed to do there," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know."
Damn it!
So I thought that's what this time was supposed to be for.
I had your back on this one. I had your information as a black business to support, but since you plugged yourself, there you go.
Thank you.
Sierra.
I don't know the name of this author, but it's a book called He's Lying Sus. And he also got another book called
Is that Steven?
Where Is My Boaz?
Okay.
So it's about the same author. I know he got a YouTube called Steven Speaks.
Mm-hmm.
So just look him up. He speaks for men and women point of view.
I just love these men bashing books y'all throwing out. This shit.
I remember my author now. Her name is Mikia, M-I, what's that little comma at the top? K-E-A.
Okay.
Sorry Ass Man is the name of the book.
See, now if I start quoting Iceberg Slim books and pimping books, and see, then y'all gonna get mad at me. I ain't gonna say nothing. Miss Rogers, your recommendation?
Have absolutely no recommendation, but this is my first podcast and I had a really good time.
Oh well, I'm glad you don't judge us and we ain't complete fucking fools, but you
no,
always welcome back. So
except the trash man, that's about it.
Like,
that boy's fucking fool. Brothers, y'all got any recommendations?
I would say I don't got none because I want to make a joke and say I recommend looking at some scientific studies because
Is that on porn?
You gonna fuck around. You gonna
probably you could find some on Pornhub
attack
too,
immediately.
but like
I feel like your wife gonna have a couple of words with you after this podcast.
oh no, she know I tell her what I like to see and stuff. I don't watch it that often anymore because it upsets her. But I tell her when I actually do.
I think she was talking about the scientific facts, not the porn.
Right.
Oh. That,
Those are scientific facts as well. I have seen Pinky take multiple wieners at one time.
Lord have mercy.
But she did it as a profession, like a boss.
That is not
like
a
a boss.
okay, keep going.
Okay. Well, again, ladies, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Again, I do value y'all, each of y'all in different ways. And want you know I appreciate y'all for coming.
I have a recommendation too, asshole.
Go ahead, nigga.
Oh, so I changed my name to the Trash Man because apparently I see the same thing every time women and men talk about something. Men, I recommend you to take out the trash. It seems like very simple, but from what I hear, just in this conversation and conversations I've had before, seems like men do not take out the trash at an orderly basis. So
And
moving
dishes.
forward,
Wash dishes.
Please put it in there. And dishes.
But no. Also,
Okay,
this is the
I got this one for that.
contingency. If the man cooks, ladies, be nice and wash the dishes. If the man cook for you.
But if the woman cooks,
So-
you should wash the dishes too.
Moving forward,
If you clean up while you cooking, if you cook while you cleaning up,
Keep gonna have a
moving
conversation.
forward,
You clean up while they
Yeah,
cook.
let it go. Let it go.
you
Can I
clean
finish?
up as you go.
Quality
Can I finish?
conversation.
Can I finish? All right. Moving forward, when the trash bag, when one item gets put in the trash bag, just go ahead and take it out to the trash can. You'll never have to hear shit again about it. You'll never have to hear shit again. They'll be like, "Why do you take your trash out every single time somebody puts them in there?" I'm just trying to make sure the trash is taken out. Trying to make sure.
See,
Dishes, you got some dishes.
it's the
if she put a
assholery
dish in the
for me.
goddamn sink, you say, "Why didn't you wash the dishes?" Immediately get on her ass. On her ass. And women, y'all get on their ass too, but I'm not taking that trash out. Because apparently, like, serious, I'm on a serious, I really see this all the time. Like, I don't know what it is. My wife says the same shit to me. She tells me, take out the damn trash all the time. But I know when I'm taking trash out. It's when like, at nighttime. I take trash out at night. I'm gonna let that motherfucker overfill until then. You feel me?
It's funny. I gotta take trash out too because it's full, and the fact of the matter that we can take the trash out that morning, that afternoon is full again. Due to sometimes my wife cleans and fills up the trash can, and I am a guy that don't go into the kitchen that often, so I don't even notice until the end of the day, and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
And also, all the men on this podcast, keep doing what you're doing. Women, you got some improvements from what I hear. Got some things to improve on. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Podcast. Y'all didn't let me finish last week. You gotta cut Tyler. Nope. I didn't get to
Okay.
explain my
Oh, let's tell the joke again of what she said last week. Since you brought it up.
Y'all didn't know. Cut the video. Stop recording.
Well, shit,
So
when
it's
you
not
finish,
a-
I got to do my
it's not an
recommendation
orgy.
to close this out.
Well, go, Augusta. Shut up, Evan.
Ah, niggas. Well, recommendations, shit. Talk to your spouse if you and your wife or husband or boyfriend or whoever listen to it. Just have a good conversation despite the fuckery of this episode. But thank the ladies, thank my brothers for coming through. And recommendations, if you at home with your significant other, whatever, check out that new Michael P. Jordan movie. It's an action movie. You get women, y'all get to see Killmonger be fine, and dudes, we get to see some action. So it's a perfect blend. So everybody can be happy and whatever. It's called Without Remorse. If you got some music, check out the new DJ Khaled CD. It's pretty good. The song he got called "I Did It." That shit bumping. Also, ladies and men, if you need to grow your hair out, again, check out Miss Jasmine Youngblood with I Am Natural Care. and get your shit, get your roots and stuff rejuvenating and get your shit growing. But that's it. We done.
I'm sorry, Augustus. You seem more like depleted than anybody else.
Cause I fucking knew. I'm finna stop the recording.